1 year live.
Ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen who have no girlfriends and no lives because you're here listening to me once again. Welcome back. That's right. You're here on the #1 live MMA commentary channel on YouTube. And yes, that is because I'm a part of it. I'll say it every time, and I'll take it from Miller every time. Welcome back. Welcome back. We missed last week. If you didn't notice, Miller was vacationing, acting like he was actually Spanish, finally going to the motherland, finally going back to where his people are from. And I'm not going to lie, he posted some pictures where it did seem like he knew some people that were out there. So I will say, I'm going to go ahead and confirm, I do think he might have some family out there. It is true. He might be Puerto Rican. I might have been wrong this whole entire time, and I'll swallow down my pride. Okay, that's on me. But here we are, nonetheless, UFC 299. We're one away from arguably the most controversial UFC pay-per-view card in history in 300. UFC 299. What's so special about this week? Well, you know who fights this week. There's a show coming on Saturday night. It's the Sugar Show. He's back in town. And he's headlining the pay-per-view against somebody who says they beat him. Somebody who claims that they're better than him, that they would beat him again if they would fought. I've said this from day one since they fought the very first time. If Sean and Chito were to fight again, Sean would dog him, and I'm standing right here today. With less than 1 week away. And I'm telling you, Sean O'Malley's going to be victorious. But we don't have to get into that. Ladies, because I do want to address something. I do want to address a wrongdoing that I noticed. You know, I did something I say I never do. Okay, I tuned in to Miller's morning show. I said, what is this guy talking about? Maybe he went to his land. Maybe he's feeling like a truth teller now. Maybe he's feeling like a genuine soul. Maybe he's feeling like he wants to be honest and come clean. 2 weeks ago, we sat here. 2 weeks ago, we sat here, both of us in this very spot with all of you watching. And this man told me that the next fighter that should fight Ilia Topuria. This is the real name on the list. This was the name they were dropping the most. This is the name they were saying that deserved the shot, needed the next shot, could possibly do it. Was Yair Rodriguez? Yair Rodriguez? The guy who gassed out after the first round? In his motherland? In his native land? In front of all his people? With Ortega standing there jumping, rolling his ankle right before the fight starts. And he still can't put him down? He had him rattled. He had him shook. And he folded. And that's the man that they told me should go in there and fight Ilia. That is absolutely hilarious. And Miller came in here this morning, of course. He sat in here this morning, smiled, said something about him being right about some fights that was 2.5 years ago that nobody thinks about anymore. And did not one time speak on Yair and how wrong he was and how foolish he sounded. It's pitiful. I want to end on this. I don't know where we're at on time, Miller. I just want to end on this.
You're
okay?
good.
Because this is starting to bother me a little bit. And this needs to be a discussion, okay? Time after time, we see people disrespect cards. Time after time, we see people hype cards up. How many times have we seen cards come about? People are talking about this is the fight of the year. This is the card of the year. This is going to be the best card we've ever seen in our entire lives. There's 3 championship fights. People want to disrespect UFC 300. People want to talk down on it. People want to say UFC 299 is head and heels above UFC 300. And I'm here to tell you that you are wrong. You are 100% wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. On paper, it looks good. On paper, there's some great fights. There's a couple huge fights we've been waiting on for a while, I would say. But when you go to UFC 300, a card who's not even complete yet, a card who hasn't even got the finishing touches on it, hasn't even got the polishes, hasn't even got the fill-in fights, hasn't even got some of the potential decent fights that could possibly be on it. I want you to know, okay, listen, I want you to know this right now. UFC 300 has 11 champions or former champions in the UFC on one card. 11! And some of them are fighting each other. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all are quick to jump the gun and talk about things because you see it on paper, but when you break it down, UFC 300 is stacking up to be pretty nice. UFC 299 is looking good. It's looking decent on paper. Will it perform to the level? Will it be as high as we want it to be? Will it be this all-star UFC pay-per-view that we thought it was, that Miller keeps hyping it up to be, that everybody in the chat keeps hyping it up to be, saying it's better than 300? I wouldn't be so sure. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Putting on, I hope they can see. Here he goes. This guy being disrespectful, putting on the shades. People were making fun of you for wearing the shades last week. People were making fun of you for wearing the shades last week.
I'll say this, Trey. Not only did people love the shades, I made a poll on who wore it better. 1,742 votes, and 1,740 were for my favor.
That's not true.
So that's just actually this hat matches nicely with the shades as well too. I'm taking your swag away. It's kind of sad. I might get a yellow foam for my microphone just to show you that I can make it look clean. You know what I mean? I can make it look nice.
Whatever.
But nonetheless, we're here. If you want to join in the discussion, just join into the General Voice channel. I'm gonna drag you in a second. Join the General Voice channel, and we will make sure to add you, add your video whenever you can, Trey, and then let me see. Give me 1 second, Trey. Yo. Just making sure everything's there. We go. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We could hear you. Cool.
Turn your video back on.
Yes, sir. I got it. Trey. He knows I look better with the shades, so he wants to make sure he gets a visual himself.
There's just no better feeling that I feel when I just drop an absolute dime, an absolute bomber on you of knowledge, and you just sit there with that look on your face.
That stat, I was surprised. This is the first time in our show's history that Trey actually had a stat. Because usually he just gives his opinion because, Sean O'Malley's my favorite fighter. Colby Covington's my favorite fighter. Patty Pimblett. The list goes on. Bryce Mitchell. The only stat he gave besides the one he gave today about all the champions fighting at UFC 300 was Bryce Mitchell's twister. That's all he's had to offer in like 2 years.
And how much do you disrespect the stat when I say it? You disrespect it every time I say it.
It's a horrible stat, and it has no true value, and that's why he got knocked out by Josh Emmett. But nonetheless, let's not beat a dead horse. Let's jump into UFC 299 with the headline being Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera. We'll get there because obviously it's going to be, I don't even know if you could call it an upset. Let's just say history will repeat itself. We'll get there in a second, but there's some other fights that we got to talk about. Petr Yan versus Song Yadong. We got to talk about MVP versus Kevin Holland. Gilbert Burns versus JDM. There's some Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. There's a good amount of fights. Let's work our way up. Piotr Jan versus Song Yadong. How do you feel about that, Trey?
Now I'll stand and die on this hill forever. I've said it once and I've said it a million times after this. Piotr Jan has the craziest engine we've ever seen in the octagon. The man is an absolute savage when he gets in the octagon. He doesn't stop. He's always pressing forward. He's always going. He's always applying the pressure. Now, that being said, he's fighting an absolute dog in Song Yadong, okay?
Yes.
Let's not be foolish. Song Yadong is a stud, okay? But he's not Piotr Jan. He doesn't have the pressure that Piotr Jan does. He doesn't have the stamina and the gas tank and the engine and the willpower and the persistence and the consistently going forward no matter what comes at you that Piotr Jan does. I'm telling you right now, mark it down. If you want to make money, you better be putting your money on Piotr Jan because he is a guarantee lock this weekend.
To be fair, he has been fighting the very best. And when he's come up short, it's been by a small margin. Aljamain Sterling with the split decision. The one before that, he should be a champion. Isn't that crazy? We're talking about Piotr Jan coming off 3 losses when he should have been a champion. It's absolutely insane. And he was one of my favorite fighters. I'll be honest, Trey. I thought he was one of the most promising. Hasn't really gone that well. He's coming off back-to-back losses. One to Sean O'Malley. Another one. The other 2, Aljamain Sterling, Merab, and who am I missing? I'm always missing the third one. Sean O'Malley. Oh, and Aljamain Sterling. So he's off 3 back-to-back losses. I think he's gonna get a 4th one, Trey. I'll be honest. Song Yadong is a dog. He looked quite well against Corey Sandhagen before the knee and the cut over his eye, but he's a solid fighter. He's only 26 years old, heading into the prime of his career. Piotr Jan is 31, coming off 3 losses. I think this is just, another unfortunate matchup for Piotr Jan. And also, Song Yadong has power, something that Corey Sandhagen really didn't have as much in their fight. Song might stop him. What do you have to say to that?
Song might stop him as in how? You think he might knock him out? You're absolutely hilarious if you think that. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Has Piotr Jan ever been finished?
Not in the UFC.
Okay, so what are we talking about here if you think Song Yadong is going to do it? I get it. He's a dog, okay? Does he have heavy hands? I would say no. I'm saying no to that. I'm not saying he has heavy hands. When people think a Song Yadong, they're not like, dang, yeah, you got to be careful for him. His hands are super heavy. Nobody's saying that. So the pressure is going to be too much. I think Piotr Jan's going to eat plenty of his shots and be fine and roll right with them and keep going right through him. It's simple. He's going to run right through Song Yadong.
Song has currently 21 wins. 9 of them are by knockout. He's a heavy-handed puncher.
Who's the best person he knocked out? Let's hear the name.
Well, this is what I was talking about earlier today. I'm sure you were watching Getting Educated. He's beating Chris Gutierrez, not by knockout. That was by a decision. Ricky Simone by punches in the 5th round. So you could see that he could go a full 5 rounds. But he's Marlon Moraes, even though he's got knocked out by quite a good amount of people.
Marlon Moraes. Please don't ever say that name again.
He knocked him out in the 1st round. Julio Arce knocked him out in the 2nd round. Listen, there's power.
Now, if you combined every single one of those fighters, put all their skills together, their stamina, their training, every single one of them, combine them, smush them together, and throw them in the octagon, Piotr Jan would still beat them. He's still better than them. So what are we talking about here? You didn't name one person who had a valid career or any legacy to them.
Let me remind you, Trey, because this is recent. I know this might bring a little bit of trauma. You said the same thing about Ilya Topuria. He doesn't have the resume to beat Volkanovski. Remember when he picked Volkanovski? That wasn't that long ago. That was actually the last pay-per-view. Remember? Who has he beaten? Well, he beat Bryce Mitchell, which doesn't say much. He beat Ryan Hall, which doesn't say much. But he was ready for the moment. And he was stepping into the prime of his career. So is Song Yadong right now against Piotr Yan. He might finish him. It's a 3-round fight, so I'm gonna say decision will be my pick. How do you have it finishing?
I think it's going to be decision. I think Piotr Yan is going to unanimous decision him. Easy.
He's a slow starter as well too. He usually gives a round
Doesn't matter.
up. You can't do that in a 3-round fight.
He won't. He ain't going to give a round up. He's going to beat him 100%. I don't see Song winning at all. No chance.
And we have our first caller that's joining the show now by the name of Joe De Jesus. Welcome to the stream. Round of applause. He got 50-45 by Merab. That's another situation as well, too, even though Merab is one of the worst fighters in the UFC right now. Joe in the building. Unmute yourself and say what you got to say. Say it with your chest. I wonder what he's going to be talking about today. And I hope he doesn't pick Sean O'Malley as well, too. But hopefully he unmutes himself.
I just hope he's not in the shower today.
Oh yeah, usually his audio has been a little bit suspect, and hopefully he doesn't give us the dramatic pauses that he usually does. We'll see what he has to say in a bit. But Joe,
come on, Joe, whenever you're ready, pal. Good gosh.
Remember when he asked me if I was vaccinated? Joe has had some legendary calls, but now he just can't unmute himself. I mean, you would think he would get it by like the 15th episode that he's called in, but
the professionalism of the show besides me is absolutely insane. It's disrespectful. It insults me.
Can y'all shut up and let me talk?
There he is. There he is. Joe De Jesus in the building. Joe, welcome to the stream.
Miller, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Talking some MMA fighting, something that Trey knows nothing about.
How was your vacation?
Oh, man, the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I mean, it's just a complete opposite of North Carolina. Beautiful weather, beautiful people that know MMA. You know what I mean? A fight nation.
Yeah, once you get past the smell out there from all the homeless people laying on the ground, it's all good.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean,
wow, that is really crazy. That's crazy you said that.
They don't even have that out there, honestly. It's not even an issue. But
you can tell Trey's never been out there.
Well, Trey, he'll get sunburned in 5 minutes and have to go back home. So maybe that's the issue right there.
You watch your mouth. Hey, y'all keep talking to us like that, and we'll cut y'all off, and y'all won't get no more supplies from us. We won't own you anymore. How about that?
I mean,
well, look at Trey's face already. It's already red from that light he has in the room.
Actually, it's red from your huge logo on my screen right now. Your big old red logo.
He gets sunburned from an LED light. But anyways, Joe De Jesus, welcome to the stream.
All right, so I will say,
here we go with the dramatic pauses.
I called Trey an idiot when he was talking, and then he kept talking, and I said, "Hold on a second. He's kind of making sense with that UFC 300 opinion. I think I actually agree with him. I'm looking at the card, and you have 8 fights that could be fight of the night on there.
Yep.
8 separate fights that could be the best fight of the entire night on the whole card.
Yep.
So I think Trey's right on that.
Joe, and the card's not even filled in yet. Can you believe there could be more fights added?
There's only one more fight being
who are they going to add?
I don't know, but who could they add? It could pop off the entire card. It could be a legendary fight, and then this fight would add. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You see things on paper, it looks good. How many times have we been let down? How many times have we been let down saying this is the best card we've ever seen?
299 is greater than 300.
Wow. I mean, they're both good. Let's just keep real.
That's not how numbers work, Miller.
They're both nice though. The both cards are stacked.
Don't get me wrong. 299 is absolutely stacked, and it's got my guy who Miller's a flip-flop U-turn pancake on, Sean O'Malley headlining it.
I mean, Sean O'Malley, he's done well for himself. I picked him to beat Aljamain Sterling. I say this over and over again, but this is where it stops.
Miller, that's not gonna happen. Did you see Chito Vera's last? Have you seen his last couple fights? He does not look like a champion.
Did you guys see Sean Strickland before he beat Adesanya? He didn't look that great. He beat Abus, but he got knocked out by Alex Pereira.
Miller. Let's stop playing right now, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's stop joking around, okay? If we're being serious, if Sean O'Malley was not champion, Marlon Vera would not be getting no title shot.
That's fair.
Ain't no way he deserves a title shot.
Yeah, that's fair.
But,
Just like
Miller, there's no reason. There's no reason other than a fluke kick that you saw him land on him. There's no reason to pick Marlon Vera in this fight.
what was it an illegal kick?
No, it wasn't illegal. But I'm just saying to you that there is zero reason from a watching MMA standpoint, skill set standpoint, whatever you want to say. There's no advantage that Marlon Vera has anywhere in this fight. On the ground, maybe. I mean,
what advantage does Strickland have over Adesanya?
Oh my gosh, ground.
Was that used at all?
No, but obviously he had a striking.
He didn't have to. He was dogging him.
Right.
First of all, Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya's stand-up is much closer than Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera's stand-up. That's not even close.
Individually, who's a better striker, Strickland or Adesanya?
With kicks, Adesanya.
Yeah, clearly, right?
But with hands, hold on. But with strictly just talking hands, Strickland has a good stand-up game, has a good boxing in the UFC. He has great boxing in the UFC, in my opinion.
But you think Strickland goes into kickboxing and excels? I wouldn't say so.
But Marlon Vera, what does Marlon Vera do well?
Well, this is the thing. Styles make fights. That's why Strickland was able to beat Adesanya. Yeah, he's not better than Adesanya as a fighter. He doesn't have a better career when it's all said and done. He's not going to be known as being a better middleweight than Adesanya. Not even close. But Styles make fights. What was he able to do? Walk forward.
Let me just say this before you.
Yeah.
I want to say this. When you look at Sean O'Malley, okay, when you look at him in that Marlon Vera fight, he is hands down a complete 180 of the fighter he was in that fight. When he was fighting Marlon, then Sean was so flat-footed and just was kind of standing there most of the time, just kind of bouncing in the same spot. He's so more agile on his feet and moves around and bounces in and out of the pocket so much more now and looks for the counter. He's not looking to always be the aggressive. I know about that. I know that's how I got him the championship. He countered, punched him right in the face, won the championship. He's the best counter striker in the UFC.
He's been lucky.
Who?
Sean O'Malley.
Is lucky?
Yeah. Can I
No,
explain?
he's not. Come on, Miller.
He lost
You
that
don't
fight.
believe that.
No, he's good. Again, I picked him to beat
He's not
Aljamain
good.
Sterling.
He's great. He's great.
He's
a
really
superstar.
He's really good. Again, listen, a disclaimer. I picked him to beat Aljamain Sterling, but he lost that fight against Petr Yan. He got gifted a decision, just like Patty got gifted a decision against Gordon. He was number 12th ranked fighter. He fights number 1, gets gifted a decision, then he fights Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain being an idiot in a sense, he's the better fighter. He beats Sean O'Malley 9 times out of 10, but he chose to strike with him. He didn't fight to his strengths, and that's why Sean O'Malley won.
I agree that I thought Petr Yan didn't get a good decision from the judges that night. I agree with that.
He clearly won that fight.
He was fence grabbing. He cheated a bunch of times. Steve Williams. I just figured I could wear the sunglasses better, so that's why I wear them now, because Trey just wasn't doing them justice.
The guy's disrespected me. It's an insult.
What's up, Steve? With all that being said, listen, Sean O'Malley, let's be honest, good fighter, very good. We can't call him great just yet. Good fighter, beat Sterling fair and square.
He beat the champion. How is he not great?
Good fighters aren't champions. Name one just good fighter that's a champion besides Sean O'Malley.
Current, or you're saying in
you're saying Sean O'Malley's just good. He's not great. Name one other good champion in the UFC besides him.
Do they have to be active or no?
Yeah, they got to be the champion right now.
Dricus.
He might. But okay, so I'll say this: besides Dricus, Sean O'Malley is right there at the bottom of quality of champions in the UFC.
Miller, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Sean in his division is light years into superstardom compared to Dricus in his division.
Sean, is Dricus number 1? There's no S in between.
He calls him Dricus.
The I and the C. But anyways, I don't know, it just sounded like a toothpaste or something for some reason. Anyways, listen, Dricus, that's fair. Sean O'Malley potentially loses to the top 5 in his division. He'll lose to Sterling if they fought again. He loses to Merab. He'll lose to Sandhagen. Sean O'Malley's days are numbered. Can we be honest?
You
Can we
think
be honest?
Miller? You really think Marlon Vera's gonna beat him?
Yeah,
Miller, you don't believe that?
I do.
Off of what is he gonna do? He's gonna get a decision against him.
Can we be on the? Can we like remember and be on the record that I've been hot with my picks, just in case this one goes wrong?
Since when? Since when? You said Yair Rodriguez last week, and what happened there? So how hot were you?
Did I not pick Ilya to beat Volkanovski when most people said Volkanovski? Did I not hit the nail? Did I not hit the nail on the head?
That's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, but did I not say he would win by knockout?
Yeah, but that was in the cards. Everyone knew he was gonna knock him out if he was gonna win.
And I'm just saying, Volkanovski, arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He got the job done. I've just been hot. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate is you act like you go out on the biggest limbs ever sometime, where you're just grabbing off on this olive branch so you can barely hold on to, and just taking this fighter when 90% of the people are doing the same thing.
I picked Sean O'Malley when he was the underdog. Most people felt that Sterling would win. What did I say? I said O'Malley. But you're gonna pick O'Malley, Bryce Mitchell, and Colby Covington no matter what. And guess what?
That's not true.
You're wrong true. You're wrong 2 out of 3 times. You were wrong about Colby versus Leon. You were wrong about Bryce Mitchell versus Josh Emmett. The list goes on. Oh, you were wrong. Yeah, like it's just horrible. But with all that being said,
you're just racist. I can't help you don't pick the white guy.
I mean, Colby Covington is known that he's not good. Bryce Mitchell is known that, Ilya dogged him. Why do you think Emma's going to beat him? Anyways, going back to Sean O'Malley, of course I said. What's that?
I don't think Emmett's going to beat Ilya.
No. Emmett beating Mitchell. Yeah, I know that brings you
Whoa,
nightmares.
Emmett did not beat Mitchell. Come on, Miller.
Stop. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Don't you be disrespectful
Miller,
right now. I know what you're about to do, Joe. You shut your mouth right now.
Come on now. He didn't beat Bryce Mitchell.
No, Joe.
Hang
What
up
did he
on
do?
Joe.
What did he do?
He absolutely murdered him.
Yeah. It was a crime. I believe they have him in custody right now as we speak.
What did Chris Faith say that he's frying? He's still on the frying pan like bacon.
Yeah, that was Beta Quest.
Yeah.
But he has one of the 2 twisters in UFC history. Remember that?
1 of 3 now. Why would they keep that stat if it means absolutely nothing? Only 3 people in the UFC have done it. I would say that's a high quality
That's his favorite stat. That is one of his favorite stats ever.
You guys hate on it so bad. Only 3? How many UFC fighters are there? Tell me
Oh
that.
my gosh.
How many fighters are in the UFC? And he's done it 3 times, and he's almost done it. There's 3 people that's done it, and he's almost done it twice. So what are we talking about? That's impressive.
That's like being
okay.
A gold
We get
medalist.
it. Yes, it's
that's
impressive.
Like being a gold medalist in water polo. Yeah, that's cool, but nobody really cares like that much. You know what I mean? Like
it is impressive. It's impressive.
Water polo would be more impressive actually than that stupid stat.
I just don't know why he keeps on saying it though. It's just we get it, and he's scratching his head.
It's not.
And can I say this? Trey looks like he lost weight. Can we give him props? I'm tired of people in the chat set calling him fat and stuff. It's getting on my nerves. I don't like that. Seriously.
No, Trey, you cleaned up. You got a clean shave.
It looks like he's doing something about it. I'm happy about that.
Is there any truth to that, Trey?
This is a horrible time. I've gained 30 pounds recently.
Oh, well. Wow. I didn't expect that. To me, you look like you lost weight. Could be the shades. I don't know. Well, sorry to hear that, Trey. I mean, we're gonna.
Yeah, listen, Sean O'Malley is knocking, and this is my prediction right here. Sean O'Malley is knocking Marlon Vera clean out. The man will be sleeping all the way to the hospital until they wake him up with an EpiPen. That's the only way he's waking up.
What round?
First round knockout.
Did we forget that Marlon won the first fight?
Yo, there's a reason why Sean O'Malley is saying he's 18-0. He's going to go out there and make a point to knock this man clean out to show what a fluke it was the first fight.
This is the get-back fight. This is the one. This is the one fight on Sean O'Malley's career. Now, listen. It's not even the scariest fight.
Exactly.
Who was the scariest fight? Who was the hardest competitor for Sean? Who was the biggest threat? It was Aljo. Well, he knocked him out. So what are we talking about? He's about to dog this boy.
I mean, his biggest threat currently right now would probably be Marab or Corey Sandhagen. I think they gave him. Let's be honest. I have Marlon Vera winning, but they probably gave him Marlon because that's the only winnable fight in the top 5 for Sean O'Malley.
The easiest fight for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the easiest fight for him.
They're protecting him.
But not according to you. You think it's a good? You think he's gonna lose?
This is what I'm saying. Miller's a walking contradiction. It's hilarious.
It's the only fight that is potentially winnable. I'll give you that. Because all the other ones are just not. Corey Sandhagen, he loses, clearly. Marab, he loses. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried for my pick with Vera. He hasn't looked great in his previous fights. The Pedro Munoz fight, I wasn't impressed. The Corey Sandhagen fight looked very flat-footed. So maybe he's just not as hungry anymore. Maybe he loses. I'll give you that. Maybe. I still think Vera gets it done. But this is the only potential winnable fight for Sean O'Malley. They're protecting him.
I want to say this too. Marlon Vera is a dog, though. I'm not gonna say here and act like he's not a dog. We understand he's a dog, but Sean O'Malley is nice. Sean O'Malley's too nice. It's too nice.
What
Sorry.
happens if we find ourselves in round 4 and round 5? Has Sean O'Malley been there before? Chito's been there.
Oh gosh.
Cheeto's been there.
Don't worry about that.
You saw what he did to Dominic Cruz in round 4 with that head kick?
Dominic Cruz. I wish I could punch you through the screen right now. Don't ever say Dominic Cruz again.
Who has better footwork, Cruz or O'Malley?
Cruz can barely run in a straight line right now at his age. What are you talking about?
Who has better footwork?
Sean O'Malley has better footwork.
Maybe right now, but not.
Sean O'Malley is the best counter. Miller. Sean O'Malley is the best counter striker in the UFC.
What makes you think that?
That's footwork.
Dominic Cruz's footwork is so overrated. Have you ever seen him fight? He looks like he's spazzing around the octagon, doing like a square dance. It's weird.
He might look like he's breakdancing a little bit. I'll give you that. He's a little awkward of a fighter. Nonetheless, he got caught. I'm just saying, what happens if we find ourselves in round 3, 4, 5, and O'Malley can't put Vera away, and Vera just keeps walking forward? Are you guys not even worried? Are you guys not even worried for O'Malley?
Why are you acting like Vera has some crazy gas tank?
No chance.
He's durable. We never seen him extremely fatigued. Maybe in the Corey Sandhagen fight, that's about it, but not even. I do think he has a good gas tank. You saw what he did to Frankie Edgar.
Who's a better striker? Sandhagen or O'Malley?
Sandhagen.
Please.
Wow, that's crazy.
We're ending the show.
That's
Wait. Sandhagen, hear me out.
Ending the show now.
Sandhagen has better striking. O'Malley has more power. Is that fair?
Are you saying he has better striking as in he has more like in his arsenal with his kicks and stuff? Is that what you're saying?
All around, yes.
He doesn't even have that.
Yes,
he doesn't even have that.
Are we disrespecting Corey Sandhagen right now?
No, I'm not. I think he's raw.
You're disrespecting Sean.
Exactly.
No, Sean is good. He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
No, Miller, listen. I thought they were going hard on you on TikTok and Instagram, talking about this guy never has a good take. This guy's an idiot. Every time I watch
no one says that but you.
Something so dumb. Every time I watch this guy get dumber, I legally feel the R word. I've seen it all on his comments.
These are Trey's comments on my post.
And they're 100% true. This guy has lost it. What Joe said the other week is 100% true. Miller taps a booster every day. He has to. This is awful.
I will say this. Miller's takes right now, they're kind of scaring me.
Miller,
but not only are they scaring me, I think he may have had one too many pina coladas in Puerto Rico. Seriously.
Corey Sandhagen doesn't have better striking than O'Malley? Why not?
He obviously doesn't. Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because he don't knock.
Hold on a second. Didn't he put a clinic on Vera? Something O'Malley wasn't able to do?
Listen.
Please stop. Please.
Listen, Sandhagen. Wait, hold on. You're right. Sandhagen is raw. But they're at least the same. Sandhagen isn't better.
O'Malley has more power. I'll give you guys that. That's the
Miller, clip this. I want to see your career end this week. Please clip this and post it this week. I want this to be the last week of your career.
Why are we disrespecting Corey Sandhagen like his striking isn't good?
Disrespecting Sean like that?
Oh my gosh.
Sean's one of the best strikers in the UFC. Corey's good. Corey's a decent striker. He has no power at all.
That's his problem.
Sean
But he
has
mixes it up
everything
well.
Sean has everything Corey has plus more with the power, and he's the best counter striker in the UFC. This is the worst take you've ever had.
What strikers has O'Malley faced that makes him the best striker, counter striker in the UFC? The only guy was Piotr Jan, and he lost that fight.
And he won.
I mean,
that's how he got a title shot.
He won on paper, but he was cheating, grabbing the fence, trying to.
Ever heard of Chris Moutinho?
Oh my god!
That's sad.
That's
why you're laughing at your own take. That's what tells us he couldn't even get him out of there.
Chris Moutinho. Oh my god!
Justice has been served.
The human punching bag.
That's what you got to bring up to say shit.
The hardest jaw in the world.
And he couldn't get him out.
The eighth wonder of the world. That jaw is insane on him.
Listen.
Pause.
Is that that was crazy. Number one. You need to relax.
Wait. Can we mention how Pedro Munoz is fighting Jesus Christ?
Yeah, he's fighting Kyler Phillips, right?
That brother looks crazy.
Yeah, Kyler Phillips is a dog. Kyler Phillips might actually beat Pedro Munoz as well too. Trey's back. Thank you for coming back. Listen, hi Camila, how you doing? What's it called? Let's get back to Sean O'Malley. Why? I don't like the Corey Sandhagen disrespect. What makes us think that Sean O'Malley's a better striker?
No one's disrespecting him.
I'm stuck on that one.
This is what's crazy. This is where you're talking out of your neck so bad, Miller. To say that
Miller's neck is open.
No, we're to say that we're disrespecting Corey Sandhagen by saying Sean O'Malley is a better striker than him is absolutely hilarious, bro.
Miller's a narcissist. Miller's a narcissist. He's gaslighting us.
No, it's crazy. Because no way I just broke it down for you.
O'Malley hasn't had good wins until his last 2 fights. Corey Sandhagen, bro, he beat Rob Font decisively. Vera, who O'Malley lost to, he beat Song Yadong. Song Yadong might be a threat for Sean O'Malley himself right there as well. Listen, why are we disrespecting Corey Sandhagen? I just don't get it.
You're disrespecting Sean. That's what's happening.
How?
You're trying to switch it around and saying we're disrespecting Corey. You're disrespecting Sean because you're saying Corey is a better striker than him.
Exactly.
Can we at least admit it's close?
Yeah, it's close,
So
but
here he comes. Hold on, here he comes. He's warming up a little bit. Now he's saying it's close. All right, we're getting there.
It's definitely close.
Now, Miller, I promise it's gonna feel so good. Just say it. Just let it out. Just say it. Let it out. Sean O'Malley's a better striker. Say it. Let it out. It feels so good. Say it.
I can't.
What makes him a better striker?
Miller, do you have 2 eyes?
Can y'all like put it into words? What makes him a better striker? Because he knocked out Aljamain Sterling, someone that's not even a striker.
Because he knocks out everybody and pieces everybody up.
Name those everybody's. They're nobodies.
Let me put it.
Peter Yan was the only one that
didn't finish him.
They're nobodies because he ended them before they even started. Now, Miller, let me tell you this. I know you only watch the YouTube highlights. There's not just knockouts in the UFC, okay? There's a whole element, all right? Mm-hmm. The rounds are 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
They're 5 minutes long, not 20 seconds for the highlights.
Mm-hmm. Not for Bryce Mitchell. He got knocked out in like 27 seconds. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. I'm done. I'm really done with this.
No, go ahead.
The show's over. No, I'm really done with this show. You get disrespected. You disrespected Sean O'Malley. You're talking crazy. People are pausing me and all this bull crap. I'm still going for it.
I mean, listen, I know you take the Bryce Mitchell thing personally, the Colby Covington. What happens if Vera wins this weekend? Can we at least consider that? Do they run it back?
Yeah, Dana White should sell the UFC if Vera wins this week. That's what I think.
It's bad for the UFC if he wins? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. He just plummeted his stock.
What if
his stock if that happens?
What if O'Malley wins? Do we run it a third time because they're 1-1?
No, wait, what? Why?
Let's say O'Malley gets like a split decision. Do you run it a third time? It's a
please
serious
Split
question.
decision.
Will you please stop ignoring the fact? Please stop
Corey
ignoring the fact
Sanhagen
that he only
whooped Cheeto.
yeah we whooped Cheeto bad, but please stop ignoring the fact that he only won because he hit him on the flukiest leg kick ever.
I
Please
don't.
stop that.
How is that a fluke? That's another argument I don't get.
His
He
whole
landed
leg
clean
was dead.
as a result of a kick, right?
How many fights?
I
how
mean,
many
it could
fights
happen again.
left in the UFC?
Miller, I get what you're saying. It could happen again, but you're taking like the 1 in a million chance it's going to happen again over the 1 in.
Biden has a better chance of getting presidency again than he has of landing that kick again.
Something that people don't talk about enough. O'Malley might be a little bit fragile. Like he might not be built for this. He had a rib injury against Aljamain Sterling. Sterling was not smart enough to wrestle. If Sterling wrestled,
Hold
O'Malley
on.
had a rib injury
Yo,
for that
Miller
fight.
is funny, yo.
No. Stop.
The leg injury against Vera, I think we see a pattern here. He might just not be built for this. And he's been very lucky.
Oh, man.
I don't
You are
understand why
funny.
you're, I don't,
It's funny. You're
Joe,
saying he's a
Miller.
UFC champion, and you're saying he's not built for this.
he's
He
been
said he's good, Joe. He's good.
He's good. You can't call him great yet. Is any champion great? We're gonna say, like, is that what we're doing?
No, not any champion's great,
Exactly.
but good.
Is John
More than
Jones
good.
great?
That's
Yes.
bro. He's been undefeated since like 2012.
Are you saying is any champion great or is any champion great?
No, I'm asking if every champion, because they became a champion, that makes them great. I would say no.
I would say no.
So exactly, and
But-
O'Malley
but-
falls
but-
under that
but
category.
I would also say this: the champions that are great are usually great before they become champion, and that's Sean O'Malley.
All right. Oh, okay. What made him great before winning the title?
He beat Petr Yan. That was the scariest
That
dude in the division.
that
for
makes
how
him
long?
great.
Miller. That
He
was
beat
the
a guy that
scariest dude in
lost
the
his last 3 fights, and it was debatable.
First of all, he
O'Malley wasn't
didn't
even
lose his
sure that
last-
he won that fight.
I thought it was a draw, to be honest.
It was a
So what-
robbery, Joe.
so
Stop it.
Let me ask you this: he beats Marlon Vera. Is he great now?
No,
So what does
Absolutely
he
not.
gotta do?
no.
So what does he have to do? So what does he have to do to be great?
That's like me kicking a 3-year-old in the face in a Walmart. That doesn't make me great. That makes me an abuser. Sean O'Malley's gonna go in there and abuse Cheeto.
1 second, guys. Raquel Pennington is ass and she's champ, says Drew. Good point. I loved Puerto Rico, Camila. Rose beef face, Chris Moutinho. Miller hates O'Malley. Is not true. I'm just calling it for what it
Miller
is.
does hate O'Malley.
Miller hates O'Malley.
So disrespectful. It makes me sick.
You
in my
hate
stomach.
him. You have to hate him.
Have I lied about anything yet?
I don't like his hair either, Miller. But come on.
I actually like his hair. I
You
think it's
said
pretty
Corey's
cool.
a better striker than him, and that's not true.
Is it not debatable?
No.
I don't know how it isn't. Corey Sanhagen he's almost due for a championship fight, actually.
You know what Sean O'Malley is gonna do to him, Miller? Have you ever
Corey?
Have you ever seen Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell?
I have. It's one of my favorite fights.
That's what's gonna happen if you've ever seen that fight.
I'm about to hang up on this podcast.
That's
If
a
I
classic fight.
If I get disrespected on this show one more time, I'm hanging up on the show and I'm ending it early.
Listen. I will admit, guys, I'll be transparent. I'll be honest with you guys. It could be a close fight, and O'Malley could pull it off. That doesn't. If we're
It
talking
could
about,
be a close fight.
It could be a close fight. With all that being said, that doesn't mean that O'Malley's great.
Okay,
You-
that's fine.
He's a good fighter, very good fighter. If he gets
So who's great?
Leon Edwards is great.
I'm done. I'm done with
Le-
this show. Seriously?
Leon Edwards.
He is great,
boring
though.
champ in the UFC right now is great. That's what you're telling me?
He is great though. Leon
did
Edwards
he-
is great.
Did he not beat arguably the best welterweight of all time? That was on an incredible run.
But
Twice.
Sean O'Malley is also great. Leon Edwards and Sean O'Malley are great fighters.
How is O'Malley great?
He's the best
He went
counter-striker in
and
the UFC.
he knocked out Aljamain Sterling.
Listen,
Like-
and I picked him to win, but what was my reason? Sterling is gonna choose to trade with him, and if he doesn't stick to his game plan, he's gonna get knocked out. I was right. That's more Sterling's fault. That's all I'm gonna say. I need O'Malley to prove himself a little bit more, and maybe a Vera win will be a good start. But I need to see him beat Corey Sandhagen and Merab. That will make him great. You add those two to the resume, I got to give it up. Then he's great. Right now, he's very
hilarious.
good. He's
So
very good.
Merab is a great fighter then.
So really, there's only like 3 great fighters in the UFC then, by your standard.
No, absolutely not. Alex Pereira's great. Leon Edwards is great. Makhachev, you could tell by the skill set, he hasn't proved it as far as beating the upper echelon just yet, but you know he's going to. He's great. Volkanovski was great. There's plenty of great fighters in the UFC right now. O'Malley's not there yet. All the guys aforementioned have done more than O'Malley.
That is a hot take. You're
How?
on fire. That is a
I'm
hot take.
begging you.
I really don't understand how.
Post
on.
these takes this week, please. I want to see your career.
That's a Skip Bayless take.
What part? I really don't
The
get it.
Skip Bayless take that Sean O'Malley isn't a great fighter. That is a Skip. That is a vintage Skip Bayless.
He's
type of
technical.
take.
He's the best counter in the UFC. Like,
I think it's
That's
a hot
that's
take.
like Skip Bayless saying LeBron sucks.
No.
Remember when Skip used to say LeBron sucks?
I think Jordan is the greatest of all time, and you still have to give LeBron and say he's either the greatest of all time or right there, or just right under Jordan. LeBron is that great, but he has the stats to prove it, the championships to prove it, the performances to prove it. O'Malley doesn't have that yet. Joe, we will add you right back. We have
O'Malley
another caller.
O'Malley has a championship.
Yeah, he has one. All right, Joe, we'll add you right back if you want to join after. All right.
So,
All right,
yep.
we have Drewski Blanco, and I'm interested to see because I think he's a big O'Malley fan. So let's see what he has to say.
I'm begging you, Drew. I'm begging you. Please talk to this guy.
Miller, what did Sean O'Malley do to you to
Please.
deserve this nonsense that's blabbering out of your mouth?
I really don't I really don't
I don't
understand
get
what I
it.
said that was wrong.
Miller, you called him good.
He's good.
He's not. He's
he's
pretty much
great.
undefeated. He's pretty much an undefeated champ.
Pretty
Should
much
be an undefeated.
Fluke leg kick.
What,
Yeah.
what does that mean? Pretty much undefeated.
There's only
blemish.
so if you said John Jones is undefeated last show. If John Jones is undefeated, then Sean O'Malley's undefeated.
That's way different.
I don't think so. I think it's kind of the same.
Different. Landed an illegal shot, got disqualified. It was a no contest. That's different than a legal shot, fell to the ground. The ref had to stop it because he was going to get knocked out cold if he didn't. He actually lost. He actually lost the fight. Why
He only lost because he couldn't stand up off a fluke.
due to what? A kick, right? Landed by who?
Oh,
Vera.
man.
What? And listen, he might be vindicated. O'Malley might get the rematch win. But that doesn't make him great. Why are we saying he's great?
First of all, when y'all said champs are good, y'all forgot Raquel Pennington is probably the worst champ in the history of the UFC. Okay, probably the worst fighter in the history of the UFC to become a champion.
Don't forget about Rose Namajunas, but anyway.
Wait! Don't talk about Rose around Joe. He might get back in here. Oh, Joe might be the biggest Rose Namajunas fan you ever heard
Only
in your life.
because they have the
That's
same
disgusting.
haircut and they're the same.
We
height.
call him
But
Joe.
anyways,
We
keep
call
going.
him Joe Pat Barry.
Hey,
Listen, Joe Pat right
Joe
there.
Pat right there. Oh, brother.
I'm stuck on this question. What makes O'Malley great?
Striking. And knockout
He's
power.
the best counter striker in the UFC.
He's a top 5 kickboxer in the whole UFC.
When has he proven that?
Every single fight. That's what wins him fights. He's not going out there grappling people.
Not to mention, I want to add to this. Sean checks leg kicks now. Okay, he's not just eating them. He's not just eating them like he was.
He's amazing.
Wait, no.
He checks leg kicks.
Okay, relax. I'm not saying that's why he's great. I'm saying that's why he's going to beat Marlon. He wasn't checking leg kicks when he fought Marlon back then. He was standing still, getting popped with everything, pretty much.
He was a kid when he was a little young kid when Chito beat him. Now he's came into his body a little more. He's got more size, more power. He's a grown man now, who's a champ. And he's going to touch him one time in the first, second round, and Cheeto's going out. I mean, the fact that Chito has a title shot
That's what I'm saying.
this has to This has to be the first time somebody gets 50-45, and then the next fight you get a title shot.
It's a good point. Good.
I mean, that is absolutely insane.
All right, but are they doing Vera a favor or O'Malley?
Yes.
Yes.
But they're doing Chito. The only reason, like y'all said it, y'all just said it perfect. I forgot if it was Trey or Miller that said it, but the only reason that he's getting a title shot is because O'Malley's champ. If anybody else was a champ, he wouldn't be getting the title shot at all.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's good for him for his bank account. It's not about to be good for his chin. I know that.
It's not going to be good for his what?
His chin. His
Why?
face is about to get.
Wait, we're giving Sean O'Malley greatest striker in the octagon. That's crazy. Number one.
I said top five.
Counter striker.
I said top five. I say
Okay.
the top. I'm giving him top five. I say the top five striker.
He's the best
in the UFC.
counter striker because he landed a shot against a grappler and Aljamain Sterling. All right, whatever.
I don't think it's just that. The way he sets stuff up is just like
Like
the Eddie Wineland,
who?
the Eddie
Sterling?
Wineland knockout, the fake uppercut that Eddie Wineland knockout was crazy.
You're talking about Eddie.
Yeah, but that's just the way he set it up with that fake uppercut.
Dominic Ramirez or whatever.
Dominic Cruz is one of the best bantamweights of all time.
Can we talk about this? What is besides
2006?
Besides a 40-year-old Dominic Cruz, who has Chito beat?
That's fair. He's not proved. He's not. He beat Rob Font. That's a pretty good name.
That's decent. I guess.
That's the worst fight I've ever seen from Rob Font.
Somebody else who didn't Corey Sandhagen 50-45 Rob Font too.
That's a pretty good win. He beat Dominic Cruz. He beat Frankie Edgar.
Oh, 40-year-old washed up old guys.
I know we like to forget this. He also beat Sean O'Malley fair and square.
Oh my God.
I mean, and then we're giving all this praise to Sean O'Malley. Marlon Vera is one of the best defensive fighters in the world as well too.
And he just stands there. He doesn't do anything but just defend.
But he doesn't get hit that cleanly. And all I'm saying is if we head into round 3, head into round 4, head into round 5, and O'Malley shows a little bit of being tired, winded, Vera might put him out cold.
Chito Vera gets worse in 5-round fights. Has he ever won one?
He beat Cruz, knocked him out in the 4th round, I believe. I guess you would say he kind of, he kind of butters him up, and then
he was losing that fight though. The only reason he won that fight is because he knocked Dominic Cruz was whooping him.
And
if it wasn't for that knockout, he would have lost that fight to a 40-year-old Dominic Cruz.
I'll be honest, it scares me to pick. He beat Rafa in a 5-round fight as well too.
Okay.
Miller, you don't believe that. You don't.
Miller. I usually agree with Miller. That's why I'm so dumbfounded right now. Like,
bro.
Oh my God, there has to be something O'Malley said or did that he didn't like. That's the only explanation.
Did Sean DM Jericho or what happened? Because something happened where Sean crossed the line.
Oh, he crossed the line somewhere.
I'm not even joking. This is a serious question because I can't figure it out. What did I say that was wrong? What part?
That
he's not a great fighter.
Can we pinpoint that?
Yeah, the not greatest.
Oh, wait, hold on, Drew. Is he not? Is he great?
He's the fastest fight. He's got the fastest hands in maybe the whole UFC. Maybe he's top 3, definitely.
Definitely got some of the best highlights.
That makes him great because he has the fastest hands. Bobby Green has fast hands.
He has elite great, like top 5 great striking. And that's what carries him.
When has he proven that?
Work.
Every fight.
That's what he.
Listen, in order to prove it, you got to do it against other great fighters. He hasn't done that yet.
Piotr Jan's a great fighter.
Nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wants to fight him.
Oh, wait, hold on, Drew. Who really won that fight, Drew? Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, come on, let's talk about it.
I mean, it was a close fight. It was a close fight.
This is just embarrassing.
Oh, it was a close.
The more we pick at it, the more we realize maybe you guys are wrong.
I mean, that fight was close.
Who did you have winning, Drew? Be honest. Go ahead.
I mean, it was close.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
I don't know who won. I had to rewatch it.
it
I
was
don't know who won.
close. It was close. I don't know who won, right?
It was a close fight.
All right. So let's say we take Piotr Jan out the list. What other performance can you say, wow, this
Aljo.
guy is just
Aljo.
come on.
Dog,
We know Aljo made a
Yeah.
mistake trying to strike with him. Come on.
Oh my, yeah, but he still did
Come
what
on.
he did. Put him out. Second round.
Literally everything you could possibly say.
He did his job. I'll give you that. He did his job.
Yeah.
I was impressed with what he did to Aljamain Sterling, but that was Aljamain Sterling's fault. So we say Piotr Jan was a debatable fight. We say Aljamain Sterling, he's a grappler trying to strike. That was a mistake. If you knock out those two names,
wait.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to take him down, so don't just say that. He did try to take him down, so don't do that.
O'Malley was doing a decent job, but we know that that's Sterling's game. The same thing as Merab. He's going to fail a couple takedowns. Eventually, he's going to get it, and then he's just going to wear on you, right? That's what he did against Piotr Jan himself. So, because he got caught. If you take out those two names, Sterling and Piotr Jan, I don't know what makes him the best counter striker. There's nobody that he had to counter strike amazingly against. There's nobody that was really a threat.
He was dogging Pedro Munoz so bad. Pedro Munoz quit mid-fight.
He got eye poked.
Oh my God!
He got eye poked.
That's one of the legends. That's one of the legends. The big time dogs.
Oh my God! The eye poke. He got eye poked. All right.
Vera actually beat him and went the distance. You know, something where O'Malley got. Wasn't that ruled a no contest? I mean,
it was, but we all know what happened. We all know what happened. He was getting whooped and getting frustrated, so he just said, "You know what? I can't see anymore. Get me out of here."
I'm not even joking. I'm thinking about this out loud. I could be wrong. Is O'Malley the flukiest champion in the UFC right now?
Oh my gosh. They got it. They fast tracked him. I will say that. He doesn't have a lot of experience because they saw something in him. They said, let's get him the belt. And then he got it. So now we're gonna find out.
Is he the luckiest champion?
The luckiest champion?
Luck is crazy because he knocked out the champ in the second round. That's not luck. That's not luck.
He went from being number 12 to fighting number 1. Isn't that a little bit of luck too to be given the shot? And then you're gifting him a decision.
You know what that is? That's what I've been saying the past 2 weeks. That's star power.
I agree. I agree.
UFC power.
I agree. So they kind of paved the way for him, right? They kind of, gave him a couple little shortcuts because
every dude he fought that was bums, he dribbled on a dude.
I love how you added the word bums.
He freaking knocked Eddie Wineland out so bad.
Look at the names that we're talking about.
So
everybody fights bums early, Miller. Everybody fights bums.
Welcome to the fight game, dog. Sorry you didn't get a championship fight as soon as you got in the UFC. It don't work like that.
That's true.
He knocked out a few bums and then knocked out some few decent guys, then knocked out a few dogs, and now he's champ.
Eddie Wineland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eddie Wineland is 1-6. 1-5 in his last 6 fights. And this is this is the guy we're talking about in order to praise Sean O'Malley. That's bad when you got to go that far back with Eddie Wineland as a good one.
Twist words and manipulates things that people say worse than CNN. It is bad.
Poor Eddie Wineland, dog. Oh man.
Listen, we'll talk about Sean O'Malley a bit more in a second. I can't believe you guys disagree with me. I'm really shocked. But
I'm shocked, Miller. I'm shocked at you right now. I'm disappointed.
You're disrespectful.
Drew, I really don't know how you got this whole he's great. We could say he's good. We can all agree that he's very good. We can all agree that, hey, knockout against Aljamain Sterling, impressive. To get the championship fight, he's focused. He might even, at this point in his career, he might excel and kind of become great. He's not there yet.
Yep.
But
I was about to say, he has a great attribute, his striking. That is great. His ground game is good enough.
It's getting better. I was impressed.
Good. It's good enough. That's what I'm just saying that he has an attribute that can carry him to being a champ for a while. Like, look at Pereira. Pereira has only good striking. He's arguably one of the best fighters in the UFC now. And his ground game's it's kind of a similar style to O'Malley. He's like, just keep it on the feet as long as you can until you knock the guy out. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's true. And he's been able to do it thus far. Granted, both of them got shortcuts to the title, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you know who's also great, and I don't know why he's getting disrespected, guys. Let's switch a little topics a little bit. Dustin Poirier. Why do people feel he's gonna
Oh,
lose?
because Benoit Saint Denis is a dog.
Oh,
That's why people think he's gonna lose. And Dustin Poirier's on the downcline of his career. He's
I mean,
he's hit his peak.
I've been said this. He had his championship fight. He had his big,
Yeah.
huge, great, achieving, just wonderful money moment when he fought Connor, and it's over. Congratulations. He beat Connor. It's over. You did it. It's done.
I mean this, and I hope this doesn't ruin our relationship. I don't think any less of you guys, but I'm disappointed in you guys today. I thought you guys knew the
Oh
sport.
man.
I thought you guys knew the sport, and you're calling Sean O'Malley great after a win against Aljamain Sterling, knockout win, impressive, cool. Calling him great. That's a little bit far-fetched. Now we're going to disrespect Dustin Poirier and saying that Benoit's going to beat him because what proves that he's better?
Benoit's gonna submit him in the first or second round. Easy.
This is disgusting.
I mean, it's gonna be easy. He's gonna ragdoll him.
This is disgusting.
Justin just looks sloppy now and tired, and he don't even look like himself anymore.
Because of what? The Gaethje loss?
Yes, he looked awful.
He beat Chandler right before that. You know that, right?
Okay, Michael Chandler is literally, he goes in there, throws as hard as he can, and he's either gonna die or kill someone. That's Michael Chandler. That's not how you fight.
Has Benoit Saint Denis lost in the UFC yet?
No, but Dustin Poirier is one of the greatest lightweights of all time. But why?
Is it safe to say that Dustin Poirier in front of our eyes is becoming
Actually, Benoit has lost in the UFC.
Who did he lose early as first fight? Yeah.
Dos Santos.
Yeah. I mean it happens. Islam lost too, so
then after that he's won 5 fights in a row.
Yeah.
What makes Dustin Poirier great? Was that the question?
I was gonna say, are we seeing Dustin Poirier right in front of our eyes slowly turn into a gatekeeper?
Oh, he's been the gatekeeper.
He's been.
He's been top 3 for a while, for a long time.
That's a gatekeeper.
I don't consider top 3 a gatekeeper. I consider like top.
If you stay in the top 5,
top 10.
You ain't doing nothing with it. You're a gatekeeper.
He's been in one of the toughest divisions of all time as well, too.
I think that is I think lightweight is the toughest division.
Listen,
in the UFC.
Khabib was in the division when Poirier was there, and then you have prime Connor. Like it's tough. But Dustin Poirier is one of the greatest lightweights of all time.
Poirier is a good fighter.
He's not great.
He's good.
I don't understand.
Did he ever win a belt?
No.
Never. Yeah. How is he one of the greatest of all time?
This is frustrating.
He's good at losing championship fights.
He never won a belt. How can we say he's one of the greatest ever?
His resume is better than O'Malley's.
Why?
Now?
You don't have a belt.
Yeah.
You don't have a belt.
Yeah, but I don't even know if you can say that. Yeah, because he never won a belt.
Because he made money.
Say that.
Beat Connor twice. Beat Max Holloway. Beat Chandler.
Beat a featherweight Max Holloway.
Beat Eddie Alvarez. Beat Gaethje. Beat Pettis. This guy has legends. Eddie's a legend. Eddie's a legend.
He got knocked out by Gaethje too. Now, first round, right? If
in his last fight, and he won the interim belt. That is true. So
interim
hold on a second. DP won the interim belt, and bro.
So Tony Ferguson is a champion.
Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight from both of you guys. I just want to make things clear. Are we saying that O'Malley is great and Dustin Poirier isn't? Is that where we arrived today?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, 100% correct. I'm saying that 100%. It's a champ versus an interim champ. Champ versus a paper champ.
You guys hear yourselves?
You want to talk about history? You want to talk about having your name and on the top? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Dustin Poirier's going to go down.
That's real.
Dustin Poirier's going to go down as being a tough guy, a great tough fighter.
You know who Dustin Poirier is? Charles Barkley. He's Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley's great.
That's Dustin Barkley.
Charles Barkley's great though, Everybody knows he didn't win a chip because he never had the team. But Sean O'Malley isn't like better than a Charles Barkley right now. He's like
and everybody knows that Dustin didn't win the chip because he don't have the mustard.
Sean O'Malley's like a Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is really good. He hasn't won a chip yet. Barkley's when it's all said and done.
Sean O'Malley is a champion, Miller. He has a ring or belt or whatever way you want to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Please, this is what I'm saying. Please clip this.
Resumes aren't even close. No,
you
guys sound crazy. You guys said O'Malley's great and Poirier isn't. That's
Miller.
You know how crazy that is?
Miller, Poirier's cut it up 50 different ways. I want you to post it every single day this week. I want it to be cut up perfectly where they hear how bad your take is, and I want the world to see. Please,
I'm not joking.
Ever had.
I'm not joking when I say this. I think Benoit finishes him in the first round.
That for one, that's disgusting, Drew. That's number one.
I'm not joking. I
number
think
two, you guys are saying O'Malley is greater than Dustin Poirier when it's all said and done. You know how disgusting that is?
Champ versus interim champ. Yeah.
You're the belt.
Miller, would you rather have 30 wins and never be a champ or have 10 wins and be a champ?
That's an unfair question.
No, it's not. It's not. Because that's what it's come down to right now. That's the difference between them two.
Poirier has beaten legends.
Yeah, and never won a belt.
He's won the interim. When he was active, he had Khabib in his division. You know how crazy that is?
Bro, y'all say
people were calling some people were calling Aljo the greatest.
Miller, you say all this, but you'll sit up here and talk about how Izzy's one of the best champions, and he fought bums half the time he was a champion. Like Yoel Romero.
Yoel's not a bum. He's just not Adesanya. Whitaker's not a bum.
Hold on a second.
This is disgusting.
This is not as disgusting as you're making it seem.
It's disgusting, and it's all coming from your end. It makes me sick to my stomach.
I can't believe you guys are saying Sean O'Malley's greater than Dustin Poirier career-wise.
100% he is. 100% he is.
The champion. He has the belt.
Bro, have you seen Dustin Poirier's resume?
He has real.
He has some good wins.
Great wins.
He has some decent wins.
He has some good wins.
Wait, Miller, how can you say he beat? Wait, did he really beat McGregor, or was it kind of like a Chito win when he broke his leg?
He broke his ankle.
Yeah, he broke his ankle now.
That was their last fight. Remember when he knocked him out in the second round? That was
I remember when.
But Conor was looking way better that second fight.
Yeah, but he was Conor was kind of winning that last fight.
And then he got knocked out.
No, the one where he broke his leg. He was kind of winning that one. Yeah,
he was kind of winning that one.
It was close.
He was winning that fight.
Yeah,
go back and watch that. Please.
They were tagging each other.
Go back and watch that.
Poirier never looked hurt once.
Tearing the body up.
It was a matter of time before Conor got finished. Bro, this guy beat Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor twice, Dan Hooker, Max Holloway. Like, listen to these names: Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis.
All when they were, not the same. He beat a tail end a lot of those guys. Tail end Eddie.
Gaethje was like in his prime. Maybe not as developed as he was now.
Gaethje and McGregor are his best wins ever.
Max Holloway in 2019.
Max Holloway was a featherweight going up a weight class.
Still in 2019, that's Max Holloway. That's a great win.
Wasn't that after he got bullied by Volk multiple times too?
Max Holloway. No.
That was before, I think. Yeah.
Before that, Max Holloway was like on a 15-fight win streak. Then he loses to Dustin Poirier. You guys are to say O'Malley has a better.
I'm just saying, he doesn't have better wins, but his resume's better because he has the belt, and Poirier never got the belt. It's just as simple as that.
I don't think because you didn't get the belt doesn't mean you're less greater than someone who has won the belt but maybe doesn't do anything with it. The championship belt has been changed so many times, and it depends on the division. It depends on the era. Like, nobody was going to be a champion when GSP held the title. That doesn't mean there weren't some great fighters in his division. Robert Whitaker is amazing, but Adesanya was holding the title. But in any other era, Whitaker would have won the title and had some defenses.
But Whitaker did hold the title and have defenses.
But what I'm saying is that Adesanya, there's different caliber of talents. But all right,
Yeah.
so Whitaker is great though. We can admit we're not saying that O'Malley greater than Whitaker.
No, I wouldn't say that yet because he hasn't defended it yet.
So I don't
When
know
he
how we're gonna say O'Malley's
all he
greater than
needs is-
Dustin Poirier.
Because Poirier never won a belt.
He won the interim belt and he's got bigger names on his resume.
Oh, the interim belt means as much as Trey's Twister stat.
No, that's as much as being like, yeah, we're in the playoffs. We got in the playoffs. We were in the play-in. What do you mean?
No, not even the play-in. It's like we made I don't know. It's like we made the NAIA tournament.
We won the in-season tournament.
We won the NAIA National Championship in college. That's
How
what
do you
that
guys
is.
how do you guys feel about Tom Aspinall being the heavyweight champ? To me, he's a heavyweight champ.
He's not the
No.
champ. He's the interim champ. John Jones is the
You
champ.
know what? Interim belts are the dumbest thing that UFC has ever done.
Ever. And I don't even get it.
Interim
really. I don't even
belts
get
are
it.
hands down the dumbest thing the UFC has ever done because it actually holds zero weight.
So Kobe,
As soon as
Kobe's
the
trash
champ
too,
comes
right?
back, it means absolutely nothing.
whoa.
I'm
Trey,
not
did
saying
you
so,
hear
it's
that?
trash.
so Kobe's
Oh,
trash,
Trey, did
right?
you hear that? Miller, no comment on that because no comment on
Did
that.
I
So
say anything? Did I say anything about the fighter? Did I say anything about somebody who was holding it? No, I said it was the dumbest thing ever brought to the UFC that the UFC has ever done.
But
Not that somebody who's holding it has ever done.
But you're saying O'Malley's greater than Poirier because Poirier had the interim
I-
belt. So Kobe,
Miller,
what is Kobe?
Do I walk around here claiming Kobe was champion and flaunting that and saying he had the belt and everything? No, because that's the corniest thing ever. We don't move like that.
Who's
We
had a
hold
better
real belts
career,
around
Kobe
here.
or O'Malley?
O'Malley, not even
Really?
close. Not even close.
He
Yeah,
has a real belt.
Yeah.
I'm just testing the waters because you
Yeah.
guys are scaring me a little bit.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
my
speaking
gosh.
logic, Miller. It's not going to change. It's not going to fluctuate with each scenario.
I can't believe you guys I think this is gonna actually age bad for you guys to say that.
O'Malley,
Oh.
Miller, let's not get it twisted. O'Malley has one loss. And in that one loss, you can say, yeah, something weird happened here. It's not like maybe
No,
I'll give
fair.
it to you, Miller. Miller, I will give it to you. It was a legal kick, perfectly legal. Caused his leg to go numb. Yeah, we get it. But if we're being real about it, you can look at that fight and say, all right, now we don't know if it was
But Drew,
a little fluky.
you
A little fluky.
but then again, him getting his hand raised against Jan, you said it yourself. It was a little fluky. You
that-
had Piotr Jan
well,
winning. I remember.
well, Sometimes you get
See?
lucky.
Okay,
Sometimes luck's a part of it. Sometimes
That-
luck's a part of it. He did enough to make two judges think he won.
But that's what I said earlier. I love that you use the word luck because I said he's one of the luckiest champions in the UFC.
That fight, I wouldn't say it was luck. I was just saying he had the right judges there that night. Put it that way. He had the right judges.
That
He had the
sounds like
right- he
such
had
a
the right
political answer. That's crazy. Anyways, so Poirier, Benoit, Saint Denis. Going back to Poirier, you're thinking first round stoppage is disgusting.
I'm telling you, I see something in that man Benoit Saint Denis. Something's a little different about him. I can't really put my finger on it, but he's just a killer.
I don't like doing this on stream because I've had a bad experience with a guy that I bet him live on stream and then he doesn't pay up. But Drew, I would offer you this invitation because the Dustin Poirier disrespect is disgusting. $15, $20. If you want to take
Whatever.
20,
Miller, 20, please. We can lock in 20 right now. I'm shaking. I wish you could see my hand. I'm shaking it right now. Lock it in.
this Dustin
20.
Poirier take is, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves, honestly.
How's he gonna
You-
beat
should
him?
be ashamed of
You-
How is he gonna beat him, Miller? You think he's gonna knock him out?
It's a 5-round fight. Yeah, I think he finishes it in 4,
You're
maybe
talking
5.
about a special forces guy. He's built for them deep waters.
What does that? Who has he
He's-
beaten? Frivola by a head kick knockout? Bon
It's the
Fim?
way
Bad.
it's the
It was
way
bad.
he's beating him. Yeah,
And Frivola was hot too.
yeah.
Frivola's, the steamroller was rolling. Just know that.
It's
Against
just the
people that
way
nobody
he's
knows.
winning. It's the
Against
way
nobody.
he's beating the
It's
guy.
the same thing with O'Malley. O'Malley was the way he was winning against bums were okay.
Yeah,
he was
and then
knocking
look,
him out.
and then look, he was beating bums that way, and then you put him up against the champion, he knocks him out in the second round.
That's
Kind of be a similar story.
but he was gifted a decision against Jan, so we gotta pump the brakes a little bit. But I don't understand the. Well, okay, hold on a second. What skill set does Benoit Saint Denis have that really troubles
He's
Dustin
raw on
Poirier.
the ground.
Grappling.
Raw
Yep.
on the
Wrestling.
ground.
Wrestling. Yep.
Poirier
This is what I'm
fought.
saying, Miller.
Poirier fought
Miller, do you
Khabib.
know- do you know-
Did decently with the grappling defense. Go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry.
Decently till he got choked out.
Yeah, he did get choked
Have
out.
you seen more than one fight from him?
God.
Have you seen more? Do you know the fighter? Like, is this a highlight fighter you watch or what? Have you actually watched his fights?
Benoit?
Yeah.
I'm not that impressed.
Oh gosh.
I'm not that impressed.
What?
He doesn't have a weakness.
I wouldn't say he has the scary. He's beating guys that nobody knows. I'm not saying
He
I'm not saying he isn't
derailed one of
good.
the hype trains in the Bomb Fiend. The Bomb Fiend brothers were looking raw.
Favola beat Drew Dober. That was his best win.
Yeah.
That was his best win. But Drew Dober hasn't had the best time in the octagon as of recent.
Yeah, he's always a dog.
He lost to Moicano in a boring fight. Couldn't stop He couldn't stop takedowns from a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I wouldn't hang that as being like, oh, that's so impressive. I'm not saying Benoit isn't good. I'm saying he's going from fighting Favola, Thiago Moises, and Bonfim to fighting Poirier.
But he's finishing all them with ease. It's not like they're close competitive fights. All those guys he's fighting, he's dogging them. Yeah, he's dogging them.
Not even like, oh, they almost got him there.
Yeah, like all the dudes, like these aren't bad fighters. Like Favola, Moises, Bonfim was undefeated when Saint Denis beat him. Like these aren't bad fighters, and he's mopping the floor with them.
But this is Dustin Poirier, one of the greatest lightweights of all time.
This is an old Poirier off.
Listen, I'll admit, I'll give you that. Poirier just got head kick knocked out. That gets me a little worried because prime Poirier is not even a question. Poirier dogs Benoit.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know about that, but I could agree with you more on that.
That worries me a little bit.
Yeah, but this isn't prime Poirier. This is Poirier just got his block knocked off, and we see how that goes for
He got
people.
caught. Yeah. I don't think we could go off that too much.
Crazy today. Like this is one of your wildest shows.
I'm talking sure. Crazy. These guys said that O'Malley has a better career than Dustin Poirier. That's insane.
I barely even had to speak today. You just been shooting yourself in the foot over and over, and then you reloaded the clip and kept doing it. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm just taking it all in.
Listen. I mean, Poirier just got head kicked. Benoit just head kicked somebody. Could we see a part two?
With deja vu.
A little deja vu. Can we see a deja vu knockout? A little head kick knockout.
My final prediction: Poirier knockout 5th round. What are your guys' final prediction?
My final prediction: Benoit Saint Denis 2nd round submission. I'm gonna I'll give Poirier the benefit of the doubt to make it out the 1st round.
Wow,
mine has Benoit submission 4th round, so I think it's gonna go a little longer.
I don't.
I'm gonna win $20. I hope Drew don't.
Oh, I'm ready, Miller. This is an easy 20. This is an easy 20.
What's hilarious about that, Trey and Drew, is that I feel the exact same way. This is the easiest 20 I'm gonna ever make. But Noir is not proven yet.
When Benoit beats him, I'll let you go double up if you want Chito. I'll let you go double or nothing on Chito O'Malley.
I'm not that confident in Chito Vera versus Sean. To bet on that, but. I'll be a little bit more confident on another fight. There's Michael Venom Page versus Kevin.
Whoa,
Holland.
Miller, you got Kevin Holland?
No.
Okay, I was about to say I'll take that. Okay.
Oh, so you guys finally came down to earth. Welcome,
guys. Kevin Holland's about to get knocked out, I think.
I've been on the MVP hype train. I've been the one pushing it. I'm the conductor of the MVP hype train.
My argument has been that MVP is a young 36 years old. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. He hasn't. I don't think he's. Well, he got only time he's ever been knocked out. Yeah, he's only been knocked out once, and hasn't taken a lot of damage. Yeah,
he's gotten a lot of fights though.
Dang, he's 36. MVP's 36.
He's 36.
I didn't think he was that old. Yeah, God.
He's 36, and what worries me is
his last fight also.
It was against Storley in Bellator where he lost like a split.
Well,
decision.
36 is like the now or never age. 36, you're not like you're old yet. Yeah, you're on your last run. Yeah. You're on your last run at 36. Yeah.
That's great you bring that up because you're absolutely right. I think we can all agree he needs to win pretty badly.
Yes.
At least at this point, if he wants to have any title aspirations, I mean, you do Leon versus MVP. If MVP gets 1 or 2 wins in London, that's a massive fight.
Leon's not gonna be champ by the time MVP fights for belt. It's gonna be shot.
Look,
it's gonna be Shavkat.
Coming from the guys that picked Colby versus Leon, this is interesting.
It's gonna be Shavkat. Shavkat's gonna as soon as they give Shavkat the title shot, all the Leon stuff is done. So Miller, I know you love him. Just enjoy it while he's still champ because they're pushing Shavkat out of him as long as they possibly can. And when they finally give Shavkat to him, it's over with. All the Leon stuff.
Leon is hands down the most boring champion in the UFC right now. And yes, I'm including Raquel Pennington in that.
Oh my God. That's so disrespectful.
Who wins between Leon and Bilal? Just a simple answer, real quick, before I get to
Leon.
the point.
Leon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leon,
so he beats Bilal. We could actually see MVP and Leon because Bilal might get skipped over, or even if they fight, Leon still wins. I think they're gonna hold Shavkat for a bit. He doesn't have the big enough name just yet.
Please don't let MVP and Leon fight. MVP is a better Leon.
Wow, that will be an amazing fight.
MVP's not better than Leon. Leon's got grappling at least.
No. MVP is a better. He will knock out Leon.
That doesn't excite you guys, MVP and Leon.
I'm saying for Leon's sake, please don't let that fight happen.
Oh,
for Leon's sake.
I don't know about that, Trey. But I don't know about that, bro.
For Leon's sake, please. I'm begging.
I will give Miller this.
You want another title defense? Don't let him take.
I will give Miller this. I think the only guy that can beat Leon is Shavkat, but I don't think that. But I don't think that fight's close. I think Shavkat dogs Leon.
The UFC is a business. They're not going to give Leon. They're going to try to milk whatever they got from Leon as far as the big fights to make. There's not many out there.
Oh, let me backtrack on that. Shavkat's not 170 no more. I mean, not Shavkat, but Khamzat's not 170 no more, right? He's officially a middleweight.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see him at MVP versus Leon in London with the plugs. I'm trying to tell you. Let me just catch it with Chad. There's been a bunch of messages. Tehran, welcome to the stream. Danny Burns says, but Holloway's a fly swatter at 155. Dustin could not lose. Sucks. Chad gets ignored. Miller's choice. Dustin just been KO'd and been hurt in all his last fights. The bill will be paid in full, as he says Danny Burns. DP decision all day. I could see MVP landing some crazy spinning KO. MVP in the UFC will be short, says Danny Burns. No way, maybe a stalemate draw. MVP versus Leon in London. Listen, MVP versus Leon is a massive fight. That's how you want it. That's how you want it to play out.
Yeah, if you're the UFC, you do. If you're the UFC, that's how you want it to play out. That'd be the biggest fight. And
we all have MVP winning. In what fashion? I'm gonna say it is only a 3-round fight. I'm gonna go decision MVP. Yeah, I would love to see a knockout. But
I agree with that, but I think Holland's just too tough. I think he's going to knock him out.
That's what I was going to say. He's very durable. Credit to Holland. Holland's a very good fighter. I was mad that he couldn't escape the takedowns from Khamzat because I thought Khamzat was going to get tired pretty quickly. Anyways, I like Holland. I just think MVP is going to get the job done. In what fashion, Trey?
What? I'm sorry. I just completely
MVP. MVP.
Sorry, I'm just
Trey, snap out of it. Come on. Come back to reality.
I was reading the
we
comments.
We know you're thinking about the twister, but come back.
I was
reading
the comments and the messages. I just seen Dustin is.
I agree, Tehran.
BSD. Yeah, this guy.
He's right. See,
this guy's an absolute crack.
You guys disrespected him today.
I think MVP is going to knock out Kevin Holland in the second round. Mark my words, baby.
I like it. I like it. That's an interesting.
Kevin Holland just gets a little too wild and sloppy sometimes. Tries to go for it. Gets a little risky. It ain't gonna work against MVP.
Again, I'm picking MVP to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin catches MVP either. Like that's a possibility as well too. MVP has been knocked out before as well, but I think the safe bet is to go Kevin Holland. I truly do feel that way. We have Joe waiting on the line, so feel free to jump back in, Drew. Drew, any last thoughts? You disrespected Dustin Poirier today, but any last thoughts on O'Malley and Poirier?
I'm even more excited for this card now that I have a bet against Miller on it. I love when this happens.
Easy $20.
Oh my gosh!
This is
I can't believe it's got to the point where we're hyping up Dustin pea head Poirier.
I,
Like the journeyman. He's a journeyman. That's
I'm
what
not,
it came down to.
Gatekeeper.
He's a gatekeeper journeyman.
I'm not even joking. I think you guys are like losing it. Like to say that O'Malley has a better career than Dustin Poirier is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life. I'm so serious. I would love to. I can't wait till Saturday when we have the live stream. I'm gonna make that a poll. So remember this: who has had a better career before that Vera fight? I would be surprised if it's not like 77 to 80% Dustin Poirier. I would be surprised.
We'll see.
Well,
Maybe I'm tripping.
He does have a lot of slurpers, but no chance. There's no chance. I'm sorry.
I won't even talk about who I have as a better career.
I doubt it.
I'll do my best.
How you preference the question. You always stage it to where it favors you. It's disgusting.
I just want to hear what Chris Faith had to say about it.
We haven't seen Chris Faith today. Drew, any last thoughts before I add Joe?
No, I got let Joe back in here. I want to hear what he's got to say now.
Easy 20.
Yep.
Later. All right, we have Joe. Oh, sorry, Trey. My bad, Trey. 1 second. Yo. Joe, we'll see if he unmutes himself in less than 7 minutes, Trey. We didn't talk about Gilbert Burns and Jack Della Maddalena as well either.
Which makes me sick to my stomach. I got Gilbert Burns, just for the record. I'm telling y'all, he's coming for the title. He's coming for the title. He's on a title run. He will take it. He will be champion. Let's leave it at that.
Joe, you want to talk some Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, I'm with Trey on that. Gilbert Burns.
What is going on?
Because he has everything. Gilbert Burns has everything. He has everything. Some guys, they take a little while. We've seen Glover Teixeira dog it out in his division for years and years and years. But he was always nice. Look, and he proved it. And Gilbert Burns is nicer than Glover Teixeira. And I think he can do anything. He can knock people out. He can submit somebody. He can take it to the ground. He can stand up. The only weakness he has is he has a glass chin. That's the only problem. He kind of goes down easily with the punches. That's the only thing. But if he touches you first, he can easily end any fight.
Do you guys hear yourselves today?
Miller, do you hear yourself? Can you put the Bud Lights? We see the Bud Lights in the back there. Put them away, seriously.
This is finally where we go our separate ways, and we go to the top, and you take a U-turn and go right back down to the bottom where you were.
This guy Joe just went on a 3-minute just
3 minutes
that Gilbert Burns has everything besides a chin. I mean, isn't that a pretty big deal? The guy got knocked down by a jab from Kamaru Usman. He's been falling short.
I wouldn't say he doesn't have a chin. You saw him against Khamzat. He was standing in there banging, so I wouldn't say all that.
I'm not saying.
I'm not saying that he gets easily knocked out. I'm saying that he can get knocked out and be hurt to the face. We've seen it before. He doesn't have an iron jaw like Trey was ranting about that one dude.
Well, that dude does. Chris Moutinho does like iron jaw. Anyways.
Yeah, Chris Moutinho's on another level, but
listen, I'm with Miller also that what's his name? Dustin Poirier has a better career right now. He's been in the UFC for like 15 years. How does he not have? Why wouldn't he have a better career?
What did he win?
It's not about what he won. It's the fights, the moments,
what do you mean?
the competition he's
now
fought.
We're talking. Now
then Sean O'Malley is a star. He has all the moments.
I love Sean O'Malley.
Highlights.
I love Sean O'Malley. He doesn't have not one fight close to Korean Zombie versus Dustin Poirier. Not one fight is like that. He don't got a classic fight. Sorry, he doesn't.
Because he dogs everybody he fights. Sorry.
Okay, that's a good point. But I'm just saying to you.
Fights.
I'm just saying to you, Dustin Poirier has a better resume, if that's what Miller is trying to say.
Y'all like Dustin Poirier?
Easily.
He's been in wars where he's stand there for 3 rounds and bang it out. Sean don't have to do that. Sean just dogs the dude and moves on to the next.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Dogs nobodies.
But you're getting mad at him for dogging dudes who aren't.
How do you say someone has a better career because they dog
nobodies?
That's the only one. Poirier has a bunch of those. That's what I'm saying.
That's a big one, though. That's a big one.
It's a big deal.
He dogged the champ. He dogged the champ.
That's fair. That's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not a
the
big
one.
deal, but to say
That's
because
the
of
one.
that one, he has a better career than Dustin Poirier, who's been
Gave him
around
the
for like a
belt.
decade. That's
Gave him the
insane.
belt. It gave him the belt.
It's impressive. It's
Miller,
not better
what-
than
I
his.
get what you're saying,
are
but
you getting in the UFC to have some fun and win some fights and hang out with the boys, or are you trying to win a belt? What's the goal here? I'm just trying to figure that out. You're a participation trophy guy. I like to win.
He
I
won
like
the
when
interim.
people conquer.
He won the interim.
Exactly, participation trophy. That's what I'm saying. You love those.
He won the interim belt. Listen, going back to you guys talk about Dustin Poirier potentially being washed. Gilbert Burns is washed. He's gonna lose to Jack Della Maddalena. He's not even close to sniffing the title. Those title aspirations are gone. I'm sorry. He lost to Kamaru. He lost to Hamzat. He lost to Bilal Muhammad. He lost to Bilal. I see that my camera went off, so I'll get off in a second. You guys could discuss it. But he lost to Bilal. I mean, come on now, man. Like it's over from guys discussing while I fix my camera.
Okay, first of all, here's the thing with Usman. He lost to a peak Usman. An Usman at his top level of his career, arguably the best welterweight in history. I think he is the best, but arguably.
no,
When he was the strongest he ever was. Not to mention, when he lost to Bilal, he basically had a broke arm when he was fighting him the whole time, and Bilal still couldn't finish him. Still didn't even put him out. Honestly, the fight wasn't even that bad. It was still a close fight, and he had one arm. He couldn't jab the whole time.
Oh my gosh. I'm with you, Trey.
God, this guy is
Gilbert Burns. I love Gilbert Burns. I remember when Gilbert Burns made the weight jump up to 170. I remember he was fighting at 155, and we were just like, man, he looks good. He's just not getting it done. He got finished. He was losing fights. Then he went up to 170, and he just became a dog. I remember during COVID one time I watched one of his fights, and I forget who he knocked out. I think he knocked out what was old buddy's name who just did jiu-jitsu? Damien. Remember Damien Maya? Oh my gosh. He knocked Damien Maya with one punch, and he was going insane. Anyway, my point is this.
Who hasn't knocked Damien Maya out? Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with Trey. I think Gilbert Burns. If you had to pick anyone who's like a dark horse who nobody sees winning a division, I think Gilbert Burns heads is the top of that list.
Mark my words. Gilbert Burns. I'm so serious. I would bet $100. Gilbert Burns will never fight for the title. He's not even close. He lost to Bilal Muhammad.
Crazy.
To remember that he lost.
He had one arm.
He had a broken arm.
And that would be excused if he didn't get knocked down by a jab from Kamaru Usman. If he didn't also lose to Hamzat Chimaev, he's over the hill. Gilbert Burns.
That's what I'm saying. Every fight you just named, you're talking about one of the best welterweights, if not the best welterweight in history, at the peak, the pinnacle of his career, at the very top of his career, when he was at the highest level of his game. Yeah,
and he wobbled him. Remember, he wobbled him. He caught Kamaru and wobbled him. He almost knocked him out.
You know what's Gilbert Burns' best win recently? His best win is Jorge Masvidal.
What do you mean? You love the hype up Jorge.
And then
your favorite fighter.
And then Neil Magny.
Hold on a second. Those are good wins, Miller.
And we're talking about this guy having title aspirations, and he beat Masvidal and Neil Magny. Those are his best wins. Look who he's lost to: Chimaev, Bilal, Kamaru Usman.
Hold on, Chimaev is the future champ. So what are you saying?
Not at 170. He can't make 170 anymore.
So he lost to the champ and the future champ, and then had a broke arm against a fighter and had.
Who's the future champ? Bilal?
No, Hamzat.
Hamzat doesn't fight at 170 anymore.
Okay, sorry.
Future 185 champ.
And he's not a future champ.
Miller, he could.
Hamzat's not winning the title.
He could come back and take the title right now if he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
Hamzat.
He can't make 170 anymore, and he's not winning the title at 185. He doesn't beat Dricus or Sean Strickland. So
yes, he does. Oh my gosh, that is easy work for him.
Stop it.
That is such easy work.
He's overhyped. I stand very strong in saying this take. Hamzat, I'm not even joking. Hamzat is overhyped.
I'm not even joking, and I'm dead serious. I'll stand strong on this take. I don't even think Drink Dick will have one title defense. I don't even think he'll have one title defense.
So you got Adesanya beating Drickus if they fight next?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, yes.
That's disgusting. I don't think Adesanya ever gets the title back either. And I hate to say that he's one of the greatest champions of all time.
Izzy. And I hate Izzy, so you know how serious and how painful that is for me to say.
Must hurt for you. He had one arm, and Bilal, remember the racist, still couldn't finish him, says Plugs. Carlos says, Carlos says, the businessman is the biggest fanboy. He's talking about you, Trey. Volk was everything, now O'Malley his GOAT, and then crying face. Let me catch him in chat a little bit. Dustin is going downhill.
Hold on, shut up, Miller. Let me talk to this bum right here. You shut your mouth when you talk to me, pal. You're writing into my show. Just remember that, you bum. And first of all, I said Volk was the face, not he was my favorite fighter. Sean O'Malley's one of my favorite fighters. And I'm dropping nothing but knowledge over here. So why don't you send me a little cash app, you bum?
Miller, we finally agree. I'm proud of you again, says Drew. Thank you. Burns is over the hill, but his fights are exciting usually. Absolutely, Burns. Danny Burns. Ironically, you guys have the same last name, but he doesn't beat Jack Della Maddalena. I'm sorry. That striking is going to be very dangerous from Jack, unless Gilbert takes it to the ground. He beats them both, Miller. Stop it. Hamza is that dude, not at 185. Drick Dick. Yo, Burns. Did Gilbert Burns just comment? That's not the real Gilbert Burns, is it? Hold on. Let me just go to the channel just to make sure.
I hope it is. Gilbert,
I hope it is, too.
It is Gilbert Burns. Gilbert, we could talk about it.
I told you.
Listen to me right
Gilbert.
now. Gilbert, listen to me right now.
I'm with you.
Let this bum disrespect you in
exactly.
I'm just speaking. He listen. Gilbert Burns, all due respect, one of the best fighters. But
shut up, Miller.
But you got knocked down from a jab from Kamaru Usman. You had a debatable against Hamzat. You lost to Bilal. You were one arm. Had a good career. I'm just saying, this is Jack's moment. They're using you as a gatekeeper.
Listen to me right
Absolutely
now.
not.
They're not using Gilbert Burns as a gatekeeper?
You're talking about.
You're calling Gilbert a gatekeeper? You are crazy.
He's already fought for the title. He's already fought
he
for the
is
title.
Raw.
He's not fighting the number one contender. He's fighting Jack. They're trying to elevate Jack. So they're using Gilbert Burns as a gatekeeper.
And this is where Jack's road stops. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You're talking about a Gilbert who fought arguably the best welterweight at the pinnacle of his career. He had one arm against Bummy Boy Bilal.
He didn't make it debatable. He didn't make it debatable against. You're talking as if he fought Kamaru and made it debatable. He didn't.
He did. Miller, he almost knocked him out. He had him wobbled.
And then got knocked down by a jab.
Okay, but he almost finished Kamaru. He could have finished that fight. That was a close fight.
Listen, Miller, there's. I'm sorry. Listen, if
I'm
he
with
beats
Trey.
Jack, if he beats
I'm
Jack,
with Trey.
If he beats Jack, I will give him respect, but he's not beating Jack.
Gilbert, if you have it in your heart, please let Sean Strickland Miller. We'll come to your dojo, whatever we can go in the street. It doesn't matter. I just want to see you knock Miller out. It'd be the most incredible thing that could ever happen to us. Now you're gonna stop. This is what Gilbert. I'm so happy you're here to see this. I've been saying, hey, listen, this is the time. Your championship run is coming. This guy has been disrespecting you the whole time, talking to me week in and week out, saying, what? When I mentioned your name the first time, what? Gilbert? Where did that even come from?
I've been saying that.
We know, okay? You were injured. You were injured. We know you're coming. We know JDM or whatever the bummy boy's name. I don't even want to learn his name because he's going to be so irrelevant after you knock this guy out. It's going to be pointless to even talk about him even more.
Let me give a disclaimer to Gilbert because you might not know. Since he's in the chat, this is important that we address him directly, right? Welcome to the stream, Gilbert. Thank you for stopping through. I hope you don't take none of this personal. It is what it is. I said Justin Gaethje, just a quick history lesson. I said Justin Gaethje is not that good, right? When he was before Fiziev, where he was just kind of like leaving it all out there. He was just striking on just not wisely, but he changed my mind. I'm not saying Gilbert can't change my mind, but at the very moment he lost to Usman, lost to Bilal, lost to Hamzat, it was a close fight. They're using him as a gatekeeper. Can we agree on that, Trey and Joe?
No.
Oh, so he beats JDM and he gets a title shot next? Is that what we're saying?
I mean, maybe not next, but he's maybe one more win, 2 more wins.
They might give it to MVP before they give it to Gilbert Burns if MVP beats Kevin Holland.
Listen, Gilbert, can you shut this guy up? Do you get a title shot if you win this next fight? I mean, we could just ask the guy. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna sit here disrespect him to his face, talk about if he doesn't
my
deserve a
God.
title shot.
There's no way he gets a title shot for beating JDM. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
what I'm
still
saying.
debatable.
Miller, that's what I'm saying. He beats JDM with clear fashion. I mean, we see that coming from a mile away, and then he gets one more fight to tee him right up for the title shot.
Tee him up.
The belt.
He's fighting down.
Okay.
Did you not just hear what I said, Miller? He beats JDM, gets another fight to tee him right up. Okay, are you back with me now?
Mm-hmm.
To tee him right up for the title shot, and then he takes the belt, like I've been saying for weeks now.
He's not fighting for the. Listen, this could be a MMA guru thing all over again with Renato Moicano. If I'm wrong, Gilbert, you could call me out. You could come on the show. It'll be great to have you to interview you. Might as well shoot my shot while we're here, and you could tell me to my face that I was wrong. That's fine, but usually I'm not wrong. I picked O'Malley to beat Sterling, right? I picked Leon to beat Usman in the rematch and in the trilogy. I'm just calling it how I see it. This is a gatekeeper fight, and they're just using Gilbert because he has been losing in his division. And if he loses to JDM, there's no chance, right? Can we admit that?
Wait. So basically, you're telling me that the UFC is giving Gilbert this fight just to like kind of get rid of him, send him on his way out. That's what you're telling me. That's basically what you just explained to me. The way you just explained it, that's what you're telling me right now.
Yeah. I would say if you can't beat JDM at this point, yes, it's over. If you beat him, then maybe you have a shot for the title. But yeah, absolutely. That's why they're giving him JDM instead of someone above him.
Hold on. Wait. I want to say this.
Fight up, and he lost to Bilal.
I've been letting y'all talk. Okay, listen. I'm gonna say this. What are Gilbert's last losses? Let's run them through. Let's run through them.
Bilal Muhammad, Hamza Shemaev.
Okay, Bilal Muhammad, broken hand, whatever he had hurt, he was injured in that fight. Last fight against Hamza Shemaev, one of the best fighters in the whole UFC, will be.
Nobody would even take his fights. Nobody would even take his fights.
No one would.
Gilbert finally stepped up and took it.
And it was a dog fight.
Leon was taking those fights.
It was a dog fight. And then the one before that was who? Usman. So his last three losses, one injured. The last one, the one before that against Hamzat, one of the best fighters in the UFC, will be the champion at 185. And then one of the lost against one of the best welterweights in UFC history, and wobbled him and almost finished him.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. But like,
come on now.
The only one I'm looking at and saying
lost by unanimous, by the way.
The only one I'm looking at saying, man, this is kind of bad is Bilal, and he had one arm. He couldn't even jab.
He's number 4 on the rankings. It's not like he's fighting number 5, number 6. He's fighting number 11. You're not telling me that they're not using him as a gatekeeper? Are we serious? He's fighting number 11. He's not fighting the Gary fight would be crazy. Imagine a Gilbert Burns Gary fight. I think they probably want to do Covington Gary.
This is an all-time low worst show you have ever done.
This is like a rookie versus
O'Malley, Gilbert Burns. What else was it? What else are you talking crazy about?
This is like a rookie versus vets. You saw Full Send make that post?
Yeah, I seen that. That was cute. I don't get my news from Full Send. I'm the king. I'm the one that gets it done. I'm Mr. Intel. I know what's going on in the UFC.
Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Song Yadong versus Piotr Yan. Is like a rookie versus vets. They're giving these new guys a shot, seeing if they could get past. I guess you could call it the gatekeepers of the division. You could say Gilbert Burns is a gatekeeper at 170. You could say Piotr Yan at this point is a gatekeeper at 135. He's not fighting for the title again anytime soon because he lost to the champion and the former champion.
Gatekeeper is just crazy. That's a crazy word. Wild. Gatekeeper is like... it is crazy. That's a crazy word because
if you're calling Gilbert Burns a gatekeeper, then Dustin Poirier is the biggest gatekeeper in the history of the UFC.
I said Dustin Poirier was a gatekeeper.
Wow, that is crazy.
At this point in history,
so Dustin Poirier is a gatekeeper, and you're telling me Sean O'Malley hasn't had a better career than him?
Great example. Who's Dustin Poirier fighting?
He's fighting Benoit.
All right, and who has Benoit fought before that is the level of caliber that Dustin Poirier is? There's nobody. They're giving him Poirier
has fought everybody. He's fought everybody already. He's got to fight new people.
Poirier doesn't fight down usually. He's fighting like Conor 7,000 times.
He has to fight
or he's fighting
down.
Khabib.
He's always like,
or he's fighting Khabib.
2, 3, or 4. He has to fight down. That's what he does.
Poirier almost always fights up.
Wait. What was Conor ranked when they fought?
He was still in the top 10. And that's Conor. Come on, that's a little bit different. That's red panty night.
That is different. That is different.
Come on, Trey.
That's different. That's
on me. That's on me. Okay. That's my bad. That's my bad.
He's been fighting Oliveira, Khabib, Gaethje, the big names. This is the first time he's fighting a relatively no name in Benoit as compared to the names that he's fighting before. They're not using Dustin Poirier as a gatekeeper? You guys really don't think so?
I think Dustin Poirier is done. I think he's on his way out.
Gatekeeper. No, here's what happened.
In this moment?
No, that makes him a bum on his way out.
Oh my gosh, a bum! Come on, Trey.
Listen.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna take the Anthony Pettis route. He would be great in the PFL. He would be incredible. He would be the star. He would take them to a new level. In the UFC, Dustin Poirier is never going to do anything. Well, he's never done anything. Technically, he's never won a belt. Truthfully, but he's never going to. Everyone knows that. Nobody, there's not one person in the UFC or that watches the UFC or just sniffs it a little bit thinks Dustin Poirier is going to go in a title run and win the belt.
Mike Dornan says DP got nobody else to fight. His career is legit Hall of Famer. Mike, can you believe these guys are saying O'Malley when it's all set? If O'Malley was to retire today and Dustin Poirier, that O'Malley has a better career than Dustin Poirier. What do you think about that, Mike Dornan? Let me know. Let me catch up with chat for a little bit. How do I call in? Join in Discord, general chat, and if you're in there, then we'll drag you down. This boy Trey, a fanboy, laughing my ass off. Gilbert, it's. Listen, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah, you know what, pal? How about you hop off my boxers, buddy? Okay, there's not enough room in my pants down here.
Danny Burns says, you show no respect to Gilbert. He accepts to fight anybody. No one said that he wouldn't fight anybody. I'm just saying they're using him as a gatekeeper. It is what it is. Just because he pops in chat doesn't mean we're not going to be honest. He's a gatekeeper right now. That's why they're giving him number 11th ranked Jack. Now, if he beats Jack, that's different. Connor's different, LOL. Burns is a warrior, win or lose. Of course he's a warrior. Danny Burns says, Miller dropped the bag. It could have been massive to get Burns on to say something later to be echoed on Ariel, Luke, etc., etc. Listen, just because a fighter shows up doesn't, we call it like it is. That's why we're the number one MMA show on YouTube.
Miller can't help it, y'all. Miller will be dumb no matter what. Doesn't matter who's in front of him.
Now we're getting hyperbolic, says Tarzan. Poirier is washed straight up. He's never getting the belt, says Grandmaster EPO. I guess we have TJ Dillashaw in the chat. O'Malley is a champ. He is a champ. Poirier is washed. That's fair enough. Miller, gatekeeper, stops at top 5 in your world. He's fighting number 11. So you could be floating at 3 or 4. You can still be.
That's what I'm saying. 3 to 7 is gatekeeper for sure.
Gilbert Burns is 4. So that's that. See that doesn't that prove?
Bro, how much longer has Dustin Poirier been in the UFC than Gilbert Burns?
Gilbert Burns has been around for a while, but Dustin Poirier has been around since the WEC days. Dustin Poirier has been around for quite some time.
Man, Dustin Poirier is a real gatekeeper.
He's not a gatekeeper.
Poirier is a gatekeeper.
Here's the point.
How is Poirier a gatekeeper? What are you talking?
He has no chance of winning the belt. Nobody thinks he's ever going to win the belt again. He even knows he's not going to.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. What are you saying? So anyone who can't win the belt is a gatekeeper?
And you're in the top 5, yes.
Yeah. That's the whole. That's exactly what Derek Lewis.
Am I explaining what a gatekeeper is to Joe? Like, can you just Google it, pal? Okay, I don't got time for this. We're talking about fighting right now.
Do you guys remember the Derek Lewis take?
All right, we're not doing this.
Do you guys wait? Hold on. Can we go?
No.
You guys remember that? You guys? Oh, he's gonna win the title next. I said he was.
Derek Lewis took a fall. Gilbert can tell you they take falls in the UFC sometimes if the money's right. He can tell you that. Derek Lewis took a fall.
Oh my
to put
God!
Somebody on the top to put Tai Tuivasa on top.
Yo, let's be honest, Miller.
He didn't only lose to Tuivasa. He lost to God as well too. And did he lose to Pavlovich as well too? He's lost to everybody.
Oh, look at the names you're saying though. Gane went on a championship run, was a dog for a while. Then you're talking about Sergey.
Look at this beautiful
hands in the UFC.
Look at this beautiful comment from Andrew Wee. CEO of VPO, we're gonna add you next. Andrew says Miller called Derrick Lewis to a T. I've been saying this since like 2019, and I hit the nail on the head. Mike Dorn says gatekeeper being thrown around is crazy. Neil Magny
Exactly. Correct. A gatekeeper is someone who has no chance, like zero chance. No, these are good fights. No, Dustin Poirier on his night can beat anyone. I believe that firmly.
Why has he never held the belt then, Joe?
But he almost submitted. Khabib.
Joe, I could take the top 5 fighters from every single division and say, his best night is beating anyone.
No, so Trey, because he almost submitted Khabib and he almost KO'd Charles. He was right there.
Almost don't count.
I'm just saying to you.
Mean nothing.
Chandler almost knocked out Oliveira. That doesn't count.
It does mean something. It does mean something because I'm making the argument that because Gilbert almost beat Usman, he's right there. Gilbert is right there, and Dustin Poirier was right there. I don't know if he still is, but he was there. He's not like you're saying he's been a gatekeeper for years. He hasn't been a gatekeeper for years. Maybe if you're saying he's a gatekeeper right now, I mean maybe, but like
gatekeeper for years.
He just fought for the title.
And he lost.
I don't care if he lost. He fought for the title. He's not a gatekeeper. He's not a gatekeeper.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then what is he? He's a bum that stays at 5 for his whole career. What a guy.
You ready for this one?
Oh, my God.
You ready for this one? Dustin Poirier is ranked number 3, right? Guess who's above him?
Who?
Justin Gaethje, who he's lost to. Guess who else is above him? Oliveira. Who he has lost to.
Well, the champ has a name. His name is Charles Oliveira.
Guess who else guess who's the champion right now? Makhachev. Who he's lost to, his big brother, I guess you could say, in Khabib. Listen, I'm sorry, but the Dustin Poirier train, that's sailed.
Over.
That's fine. Sailed. That's fine. But you're saying he's a gatekeeper as if like he's just been he's been holding this gatekeeper status for years now. Like, calm down. He's still Dustin Poirier. He just beat Conor McGregor twice. Like,
you think he has a shot at the title?
I'm not saying he has a shot at the title,
that
but
makes him a gatekeeper.
But that doesn't make him a gatekeeper. So 15 through 3 are gatekeepers.
They haven't fought for the title yet. They haven't fought
there. Your criteria for a gatekeeper is very weak, is what I'm saying.
How?
Because you're saying a gatekeeper, you're making gatekeeper like this broad thing. Like, okay, you can't win a belt
no, he's fought for the title. He's fought for the title more than once and has lost. Gatekeeper.
Okay, so anyone who's
another title shot, unless he goes on a crazy like 4 or 5 fight win streak run, then he might get a title shot.
Hear me out, because this might be pushing a little bit too much. Is Colby Covington a gatekeeper?
Yes, obviously.
I'm gonna hang up.
Obviously, that's an easy one, though.
Come on now, Trey. Let's be honest. He's fought for the title already. What, 3 times and lost all 3 times? Does he actually get a shot soon?
It's the same title holder, though. It's the same champion. It's just that guy.
But okay, so let me ask you something.
He's lost to Usman and Leon, not only
Usman. Listen, they were fighting on a slip and slide. Did you see the canvas?
You can't.
Did you see the canvas?
It's hard to take this guy serious.
They had soap and wax on it. They were sliding around everywhere out there.
Colt, who has a better chance to win the title out of these names? All right, let me give you a multiple choice. Out of all these names, who has the best chance to win the title? Dustin Poirier, Gilbert Burns, Colby Covington, and who's another Aljamain Sterling. Let's throw Aljamain Sterling in there.
Easily Gilbert Burns, Dustin Poirier,
and Volkanovski. Out of those 5 names.
Okay, are you ready?
Let me say this again real quick. Remember the names. No, just the
to win a chip.
To win the championship. Who has the best chance out of these names? Poirier, Covington, Volk, Sterling, Burns.
Okay, Trey, name them in order first. You go first. Name them in order from most likely to least likely.
All right, most likely is Aljo. Second most likely is Gilbert Burns.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the other guys. Third most likely is Dustin Poirier. Then it's Colby Covington, and then who? Is that the 4? Or is it 5?
5.
Listen, you got to take into account who has the shortest path to the belt. Easily,
who is the 5th?
Aljo. Easily, that's Aljo.
You think so,
Who was the
Aljo?
fifth?
You think so?
Absolutely not.
Easily,
No.
Aljo, the
Aljo-
shortest path. Yes, absolutely.
In
Aljo
what
easily
division? In what division?
It doesn't matter. You're talking about holding the belt. You're just saying
Yeah,
holding the
you're
belt.
right.
You didn't say
You're
what
right. You're
division.
right. He does have the shortest path to
He has two avenues
getting
to
a.
the belt.
You're right. He has the shortest path to getting a title shot. He also has the quickest path to getting knocked his head getting knocked clean off by Ilia Topuria. You're right. So it's quick either way. So if we're gonna my list would be number 1 would be Gilbert Burns. Number 2 would be Dustin Poirier. And then what were the other ones? Kobe Covington.
Mhm.
How is Aljo not?
Because Aljo's not going to win a belt. He's not going to win the belt. He won't win a belt.
How do you put Poirier at number 2? Bro, that ship has sailed.
Because Kobe Covington and Aljo are worse than him. I believe that. And their
Kobe,
division.
Yes. Kobe, yes.
Yes, I believe that Kobe Covington is worse than him. He will not win a belt. That is a fact. And Aljamain Sterling, as long as Ilia Topuria is up there, he is not winning jack squat.
Well,
Yeah, he's not winning at 145 against.
But he could
Ilya's
just
different.
turn right around.
And
be
who was the
like,
fifth?
I want the rematch.
You said 5.
against Sean and get the rematch against Sean easy.
You said 5, Miller. What was the other one?
You mentioned Poirier, you mentioned Covington, you mentioned Sterling, Gilbert Burns, and who's the other one that I'm missing? Oh, Volkanovski.
Okay. Yeah, let me.
Volk's last as long as Ilya is champion. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Damn.
So, in my opinion, Gilbert Burns and Dustin Poirier are the top 2, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they're most likely. Gilbert Burns to me is the most likely. Dricus is not that. I'm sorry. He can beat Leon Edwards 100%.
Who? Burns?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he can.
This guy.
Yes, he can. He can do it. Yes, he can.
No. But
Okay.
that's only because Leon is that special. Bro,
Leon is not special.
Leon beat arguably the best welterweight of all time in Kamaru Usman. Again, he beat him and he beat Covington decisively. Leon is nice. The only one that really has a chance right now, I would say maybe Shavkat. I think he beats Shavkat. I think Leon is just that good. It just sucks that Burns is in an era where Leon is a champ and he's been in a tough division, and Usman as well too. He's had it tough. If he was in the bantamweight division, the light heavyweight division, maybe even might be a little bit different. No, yeah, like not happening. Volk might have it the
Drew
toughest.
smoking? I'm reading the chat right now. Drew is he okay?
Do we got another caller, Miller? He's been.
We
in
do.
there for 30 minutes.
Sorry, Joe. Let me add him, and then you could join back in. Trey, are you in a rush? But
no, we're good. We can go.
Right.
My girl's out of town. I got no curfew.
So basically, she wears the pants, and if she's gone, you can hang out. If not,
all
then
right, you know
got
what,
it.
pal?
Joe, let me add Joe. Grandmaster, welcome to the stream. Yo.
Whenever you're ready, pal. Don't get stage fright now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we could. Yes, sir. What's up?
Oh, nice. Well, the first thing I wanted to say was that I think people aren't understanding that there are different types of gatekeepers. So there are gatekeepers to the rankings, there's gatekeepers to the top 10, there's gatekeepers to the top 5 in the belt. So someone can be like Poirier, he could be a gatekeeper to the belt. I don't really think he's a gatekeeper because he doesn't fight enough. He just hoards his spot and refuses to fight any real contenders. And if he pulls out of this BST fight, then I lose all respect for him. But anyways, I think that
Grandmaster, before you continue, is this your first time on the stream?
Yeah. I actually just created a Discord account to join. Like I've been subbed to your channel for a while, but I thought you had to call in by calling the number, and that never worked.
I'm sorry. Yeah, for this show, I got to find a way to make that more clear. No, the reason why I ask is for number one, welcome to the stream. You came in here spitting facts a little bit, so please continue. I do agree so far with everything you said.
Well, I think that's not going to last for long, but
okay, I mean, let's have it.
There's just different types of gatekeepers. So, I mean, there's certain fighters, as I said, they're never even going to touch the rankings. They're just going to be gatekeeping right outside the rankings, and they're just going to fight guys from the Contender Series, guys who just are signed to the UFC, and they're probably going to have a losing, like almost 50-50 or 60-40 record. So It just depends on what type of gatekeeper you're talking about. But certainly Dustin Poirier is a gatekeeper to the belt because there's absolutely no chance he ever wins a belt. I think that's pretty obvious. He's never beating Makhachev. He already got choked out a bunch of times. He had like a billion title opportunities. And even I think there's a bunch of guys in the top 10 who would just dust Poirier. So.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Give me some names.
Well, maybe not like the bottom of the top 10, but I think Sarukian would destroy him because Poirier has shown his wrestling just isn't there. I think Gamrot would beat him. I think BST will destroy him, and then that's pretty much the end of his career.
It's okay. You're going to have to learn, Grandmaster. This guy doesn't really know about fighting. He kind of just gets on here and talks, usually kind of mediates a little bit. So he's going to say some stuff that's incredibly tough.
Real quick.
We'll see.
Drew says Burns is about to get scraped by Jack. The word scraped is crazy. But okay, Grandmaster.
I'll be the one. I don't care if it's your first time calling in. I'm going to disagree with you. Saying a gatekeeper all the way up the division. Listen, pal, nobody cares.
Oh, he's right about that. He's right about that.
Anybody who's gatekeeping 10, nobody cares about that. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's paying attention to that. 10 through 15 changes all the time. How often do you notice? I don't ever notice. I barely pay attention to the bottom of the rankings.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Grandmaster has been right thus far.
You know what, Grandmaster? I need Miller to be like you. Because when I say good points to Miller, he just gets dumber, says worse things. When I say good points to you, you say, you know what, this guy's a genius.
The only thing,
he's the king. He's the one who gets it done.
The only thing that Trey has been right about Grandmaster in the past, he has been saying for quite some time that Sean O'Malley will be champion. But he also said Colby will be champion, Bryce Mitchell, Derek Lewis. So he's been consistently wrong. So forgive me for not taking his point serious.
Derek Lewis?
Yeah, exactly,
No,
Grandmaster.
Listen,
But nonetheless.
He's a liar. He's a liar. And Derek Lewis took a fall. And we know that UFC fighters take falls. It happens. It's Vegas. Hey, listen, boxing was the worst for a while. Okay, Derek Lewis took a fall for Tai Tuivasa. Everybody knows it. Let's stop talking about it, okay? This is tampering with Derek Lewis's career. I don't want anybody to be judging him for what he did. He's a good man for what he did, and I still support him. Shout out Derek Lewis.
Tarzan says Neil Magny gatekeeps the top 15, so it proves Grandmaster's point. Sorry to interrupt you a little bit, Grandmaster. We just had to clear up a couple points of what you said. Please continue your soliloquy of what you were talking about, gatekeepers and Dustin Poirier. I agree with everything you said thus far.
Oh, well, no problem. I mean, it's your show, so you can dictate whenever I'm supposed to talk or not. But
no, you're good.
Well, for example, when you're talking about contenders, I mean, in general, no one cares about, as what's his name, Trey said. If someone's a gatekeeper of the top 10, top 15, usually no one cares about that. They care about the top of the division. But if there's a prospect with a lot of hype behind him, gatekeepers become relevant because it's sort of a litmus test to determine their skill level. They'll say, oh, is this guy just all hype or does he actually have skills? So they'll say, okay, he needs to beat someone in the top 10 or needs to beat a ranked opponent, someone like Bo Nickel, where a lot of people are skeptical as to how good he really is. They're saying, oh, he needs to fight ranked guys. Then we'll know that he's the real deal. Because right now he's just beating cans, which is not impressive at all. Although the fashion that he's beating them in is quite impressive.
Let me ask you two questions to what you said, because I can't help but ask. As far as the eye test, do you think he's gonna break the top 10, top 5? Speaking of Bo Nickel, and we just got to talk about it because it's a hot topic of discussion. Is Gilbert Burns a gatekeeper as well in his division?
See, Bo Nickel. I'll start with Bo Nickel. I think he certainly has one of the highest skill ceilings in his division. He definitely his wrestling doesn't need to be improved. His grappling. I saw him compete in jiu-jitsu, and he was competing against like world-class jiu-jitsu guys in submission grappling in their own sport, and he took them to a draw. So I think that's pretty remarkable. But we don't know how good his cardio is in MMA. We don't know how good he didn't really show so much cage wrestling. We don't know how good his striking is. What's going to happen when someone attacks him and puts pressure on him and they're stuffing takedowns? What's going to happen when he starts to gas out and he gets hurt? There's just too many questions. So certainly he has the skill set, I think, to be in the top 5 because middleweight is just notoriously shallow. But I don't know if he's championship material yet, just because once he gets into a really hard fight, we don't know how he's going to deal with that. Like, what if he just gets, starts with one punch because he has a glass jaw and no one knows that? So
who's the guy that would give him a hard fight?
Bo Nickel. let's see. Well, definitely Alaskirov, because he would stuff his takedowns. Dricus Duplessis would give him a hard fight. Strickland, it's hard to say. Adesanya, he submits in 1 round, no question.
Ooh, I
Who
like
else is
that
at
take.
middleweight?
I like that take. That's a good one. I think he beats
But-
Hamza easily.
His wrestling is certainly better than Hamzat's.
Absolutely.
I just don't know about the striking, to be honest.
Right.
The hate that you have for Hamza is absolutely insane.
Why? He was the boogeyman at 170. He can't make 170 anymore.
Saying easily is crazy, just because of how much of a firecracker
all right.
and wild card Hamza is. Like,
Maybe I'll
that's
retract
wild.
a little bit about easily, but his wrestling is better than Hamzat's, clearly.
Okay, obviously, I mean,
Okay.
wrestling, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, like I said, Hamza is a strength takedown guy. He's not a big technical guy. But I would say Bo Nickel has the strength and the technique.
Usman coming off the couch, 11 days notice, almost beat him, and that was in a 3-round fight. If it was a 5-round
that was
fight, he
pretty
would've-
sus.
Yeah, so I memean, he's questionable at 185 easily. His future's not that bright at 185, in my honest opinion. Bo Nickel's a future. So you said Bo Nickel, you could see him being in the top 5. What about Burns?
Burns, the question was whether or not he's a gatekeeper, was it?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Let's see. You're gonna have to refresh my memory. What were his last 5 fights? If you could look that up or something.
No problem. I think I have it open right here.
We know
Last
3
5
of them.
fights: Bilal, Masvidal, Magny, Shemaev, Thompson.
Okay. Well,
Wonder Boy.
I'd say he's not. Sure, you could consider him a gatekeeper. Well, I think certainly he has 0 chance of ever winning the belt. I think if he fights Edwards, he's going to get knocked out inside 2 rounds. I think if he
man.
beats Shavkat knocks him out in 1 round. And I think Bilal Muhammad will just do the same thing. I know he was kind of missing an arm, but I still think Bilal Muhammad just beats Gilbert Burns.
He couldn't throw a jab. He couldn't even throw with, not even like feints. He had to just keep it tucked into his body the whole time.
You know what's
Yeah,
weird?
but
I think he makes it
Don't
competitive
listen,
against
and listen,
Leon. I
and
think he
listen,
loses. I
don't-
think he makes it
don't for-
competitive.
Listen, don't forget who exposed Hamzat. Don't forget why you feel this way about Hamzat. This is what I'm saying, man. Y'all are crazy when y'all flip flop so bad.
How am I flip flopping?
Gilbert had no arm against Bilal. Still made it a competitive fight.
that
No
was-
arm at all. The reason that you question
he lost
Hamzat,
50-45. Not super competitive.
I get it. But he had 1 arm. The reason you question Hamzat, whether he's some big bad guy or it's some scary guy or anything at all, is because of Gilbert Burns.
Who has he beaten before Gilbert Burns that was to the caliber of Gilbert Burns? Nobody. He was a hype job that just got exposed on that fight. I agree. He got exposed on that fight. Then he fights
But he's
Usman
not just a
11 days
hype
notice at 185 and struggles. He beats Kevin Holland, but I mean, it's Kevin Holland.
But listen, you're not just a hype job beating somebody of Gilbert Burns' caliber.
it was close. It was close. It was very close. He didn't beat Gilbert Burns clearly. And if that
It
fight
was
was
kind
a
of
fight,
bad for Burns, actually.
if that was a 5-round fight, I think Gilbert Burns would have won that. I'll give you that. Because Hamzat was tired. Like, if you guys remember that fight, Hamzat looked depleted. That still doesn't mean Gilbert Burns isn't a gatekeeper in his division. That just means Hamzat is overrated. And that was at 170. Now he's at 185.
What did they fight?
They fought did they fight at a catch weight?
I was about to say,
I'm-
I think they
Burns
did
and
fight
Chimaev?
this week.
No, I think they fought at 170. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could bring
Yeah,
it up real
Burns
quick.
and Chimaev fought at 170.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
pretty
Hamzat-
sure he
did
made
he
weight.
make weight that fight? Or
I'm
no?
pretty sure he
Yeah,
did.
he missed weight when he fought Kevin Holland. That was at catchweight, I believe.
Yeah, no, they fought at 170. Yeah. Yeah, they fought at 170.
Yeah, I was wondering. I couldn't remember that.
I don't know. I honestly thought that was a terrible showing from Burns when he fought Chimaev. Like, Chimaev, he'll shoot for
That's interesting.
takedowns aggressively. He'll gas instantly. But the moment he faces any adversity on the ground, he just refuses to shoot takedowns, and he gets scared. And his striking was so bad. If that was a better striker in front of Chimaev, he would have just gotten destroyed. But Burns just
I don't know.
wings
Burns landed
left
some
and right
big
hooks, and he throws no kicks. So
he was landing some big hooks against Hamza. I just thought he got a little bit tired as well too.
yeah, but he wasn't setting them up. He's just like
Burns-
winging left and right hooks, like no jabs, no feints, just swinging for the bleachers.
Damn,
And Chimaev, his striking is really bad. So
I thought I was giving Gilbert Burns a tough time. Here comes Grandmaster and
No,
just
but
doubles
as for
down.
Burns, he still submits JDM. Like I still think he will run through JDM.
Wow. Okay. So he beats JDM. He takes JDM to the ground, submits him. That's how you're calling it?
If they strike, JDM knocks him out in the first round, but I think Burns is just going to shoot a takedown right away, and he's just going to cling on for dear life. Eventually, he's going to secure the takedown. He'll just pass into mount, and then he'll just choke out JDM. That's how I see it happening.
JDM struggled against Holland, so I'll give you that. Do you think? Oh, all right. Serious question. If you're Gilbert Burns, I'm not saying what you guys would do. If you're Gilbert Burns, are you striking with JDM to prove a point, or are you just going for the takedown?
I mean, just shoot a takedown like in 1 second. Just go Khabib mode, pretty much.
What do you say, Trey?
I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm setting it up. I'm sizing them up. I'm doing what an actual fighter does. I'm getting my distance. I'm doing what I can do. JDM's hype. You want to talk about a hype train coming? This is actually a hype train with very minimal hype around him, I might add. I mean, he's the least hype guy I've ever seen in my entire life. Y'all nitpick and break down and talk about Burns' hands and all this stuff. That's not even the best part of his fighting. He's great. He's incredible on the ground. And he still stands up and bangs and does all this with these guys and will go toe-to-toe with some of these dudes. That's how well versatile he is. So I think it's just crazy that y'all disrespect him like that. To say a gatekeeper, I don't think he's been sitting there long enough to be a gatekeeper, but whatever, you know.
He's been around for quite some time. He's been around for quite some time. He beat Tyron Woodley. He beat Damian Maia. Impressive wins. Then he loses to Usman. But bro, this is back in what, 2020 was the Damian Maia fight? Almost 4 years. He's been around for some. I think the gatekeeper title is fitting. But Grandmaster has him beating JDM. If he wins, I would be impressed. But I think Jack catches him before he even gets it to the ground. I don't even know if Gilbert Burns is gonna want to take it to the ground. He might feel in his head that he could strike with JDM.
I actually have a question for you.
Yep.
Because I genuinely don't remember, but have we seen any wrestling transitions where JDM is defending takedowns? Because I actually don't know how good his takedown defense was. I saw that he had abysmal fight IQ. Like when he was fighting that one guy, he just kept jumping on guillotines and then he was getting controlled. So I know that his wrestling and grappling can't really be super high level if he's making mistakes like that. But I haven't seen him like defend takedowns against the cage.
That decisions like that do scare me. Do you remember Neil Magny versus Mike Malott? Where Mike Malott, if you guys watched that fight, Malott had that fight won in the bag. One simple decision of trying to pull a guillotine cost him that fight. Neil Magny won. Yeah, JDM could have an IQ debacle like Mike Malott and lose. I think that's fair. In a 3-round fight, I don't think that's gonna happen with JDM. I would be impressed to see if Gilbert Burns early on gets takedowns, controls him on the ground. I am worried a little bit about JDM's jiu-jitsu, that if he's on his back, Gilbert Burns, I think Gilbert Burns is what? An IBJJF gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think he's a multiple-time world champion in jiu-jitsu.
In the gi, right? So his jiu-jitsu is, is elite. And JDM could be in trouble if he's on his back, let's say in half guard, or if Gilbert Burns is a side control. I would be a little bit timid. I'm not gonna lie. I just think JDM catches him before it even gets there.
Y'all just forget that Gilbert Burns is a little bit of a man of the people, a little bit of a showman, and he'll stand there and bang for the fans and get the crowd hype. Besides being boring and laying on the dude the whole time and letting everybody whine the rest of the days.
Well, what about like when he fought Thompson? Wasn't he just shooting takedowns? I mean, I know he was striking for a bit, but he was content to just lay on Thompson and land little pitter-patter shots.
Yeah, and he dogged him.
He could use the same strategy against JDM and not necessarily care what the fans think.
But this is what I'm saying. Then there's the flip side. Now everybody's going to be like, that was a boring fight. They didn't even do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't deserve a title shot now. Like, he shouldn't be, like, you know what I'm saying? Then all that comes. So what are you supposed to do?
Win
I think he should just get the win. Yeah, better than risk getting knocked out, like by trying to make it entertaining.
If he loses to JDM, title aspirations are over. Can we admit that?
I mean, his MMA career is over. Like, period.
I wouldn't say his career is over.
How do y'all hype up these dudes so big and talk about they're the next guys, and then if they lose to that guy, oh, their career is done if they lose to this guy?
Well, it's also because he's like
What do you
37.
mean? Is he great or is the dude a bum that he's fighting?
I would go as far as to say if he loses, his title aspirations are over for Gilbert Burns. I'm not saying necessarily career, but title aspirations are
Well,
gone.
I mean, this guy right here is already telling me that no chance he ever gets a title shot again, even if he does win. So.
Well, no. I think he could get a title shot, but I said there's no chance that he could win the belt just because the current champion, I think Leon Edwards, just beats him 9 times out of 10. And then I think if Shavkat beats Edwards, he'll also destroy Burns. I think even worse than Leon will.
I've been saying this since the first podcast, since Leon won the belt. When Miller asked who is beating Leon for the belt, I said it then. I'll say it forever. Gilbert Burns will hold the title.
that's. What do you have to say to that, Grandmaster?
Well, I think since Leon Edwards, his defensive wrestling was holding up against Colby Covington and it was holding up against Usman. I know he got taken down a bunch, but it clearly improved over time. So
Absolutely.
I think Burns has inferior wrestling to both of those guys. And the fact is, Burns, he's kind of chinny, and yes, he's powerful, but his striking really isn't that good. Leon's going to be able to counter him and keep him at range with the kicks. Burns is really only dangerous when he's winging hooks and closing the distance.
Brandon Nate Diaz did catch Leon.
Yeah, that is true.
It was a little late. I just at this point in Leon's career, he's not making that mistake again. Kind of like Haney against Linares. Sorry to bring up boxing, but he's not going to make the same mistake again. I think Leon right now is just that special. He might lose to Shavkat, but I think he beats Shavkat. I don't see Leon losing anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I think he beat Shavkat. I think Shavkat is a tiny bit overrated, to be honest.
He struggled against Jeff Neal. Granted, Jeff Neal not struggled, but he got wobbled against Jeff Neal, and that's Jeff Neal, who just lost to what, Ian Gary. So
yes.
So
yeah, also he struggled to take down Stephen Thompson for the entire first round. The thing is, his offensive wrestling isn't someone like Chimaev. So I think Edwards will stuff Shavkat's takedowns, and then he's just a better striker, and most of the fight will take place on the feet. So I think Shavkat, he just has no head movement. He's way too hittable. So Edwards will take advantage of that.
Grandmaster, I appreciate everything you've been saying. I dare say that you have been pretty much right on the money. Any last thoughts?
Let's see. What was like the most contentious point that you brought up with the last person who was calling?
We were talking a little bit of Sean O'Malley having a better career than Poirier?
Oh no, I don't quite think so. Well, no. Just Poirier just has a better resume. I mean, I know he was never really champion, and O'Malley's champion, but O'Malley needs to get a few more title defenses. Clear
as day. I don't know what these guys are smoking. I don't know. I'm sorry, Grandmaster, for you having to hear all of this. They're insane.
This is hilarious. This is like.
What are your picks for 299? Just like down the card.
Piotr Jan versus Song. I have Song winning. I got MVP winning. What other fight am I missing? I got Poirier winning. I got Vera winning. What's the I'm missing one. What's the one fight that I'm missing? I'm gonna have to look it up.
Zhang Weili.
No, that's 300. I'll tell you right now. Burns and Jack. I have JDM.
No, that's 300 too.
Yeah, I have this guy. Yeah, Trey, you should start watching the sport. There's a thing called UFC Fight Pass. You might want to cop that and just watch a couple fights. But yeah, if I were to run it down for you real quick, let me know which ones you disagree with, Grandmaster. But I have Song, Jack, Michael Venom Page, Dustin Poirier, Marlon Vera.
Well, pretty much all my picks were different from yours, but I didn't do a super in-depth analysis. I sort of just went off of memory. So
okay. Oh, so you have O'Malley winning, you have Benoit winning, you have Kevin Holland winning?
Yes, I do.
You have Gilbert Burns winning.
No, I have I have Burns winning.
And then you have Piotr Jan beating Song?
I think Jan, it'll be an extremely close fight, but I think Jan edges the decision. Maybe 28-27.
Come back on Saturday because one of us is going to be very off It's gonna be
Well,
either me or
what about
you.
Blades and Almeida though?
I got Almeida. Blade scares me a little bit, but I got Almeida.
I also have Almeida just because his
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu is so much better and Blades is no jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah, but to get it to the ground, I don't know if Jailton is as nice. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I have Almeida winning as well too.
well, I think Blades got taken down a few times in his UFC. Like, didn't Volkov take him down? And then he got taken down like one of his earlier fights in the UFC.
Yeah, but he beat Volkov by unanimous decision, beat Rosenstrike. He hasn't really fought. I mean, he beat Aspinall, but that was a whole leg injury thing. So I guess he's unproven a bit as far as in the wrestling department. Hasn't really fought anybody that grapples like Almeida. So fair point too.
I think Almeida, he's just on some super soldier serum. And then he's just extremely fast and athletic. He has the best entries at like heavyweight in terms of the wrestling.
No, absolutely. He might be next up. I still think Aspinall is the best heavyweight in the world right now. That's just throwing that out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think no one's beating Aspinall at heavyweight.
Smart man right here, Mr. EPO, TJ Dillashaw, Grandmaster.
Well, I don't know about Jones though. Jones is really good, so it's.
I think
but he's never fighting
Jones.
Aspinall. He's just gonna retire.
Yeah, it sucks because it's never gonna happen, right? But any last thoughts, Grandmaster? We do have somebody waiting on the line.
I don't know. No, I think that was it. But I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Come back on Saturday. We'll be accepting callers on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'll be back on
number.
Saturday. We'll see
Cool.
how the picks turn out.
One of us is gonna be way off. Thanks for the call, man.
No problem. Take care.
Yep. There you have it, Grandmaster EPO in the building. Trey, are you doing okay? We have a friend of yours waiting on the line.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous to talk. That guy sounded a little scary, like he could possibly hurt somebody and make him disappear a little bit. So I didn't want to talk that much to that guy. But anyways, yep, let's keep it rolling, baby.
He spoke facts. He spoke facts. Let's be honest.
He had some good points, and then he had some gatekeeper of the whole division. It's like nobody cares about gatekeeping 10, so it only really matters for the champion. But I understand what he's saying, but also the gatekeepers for the belt. Like that's what are you protecting? You're not protecting 10, okay? We're protecting the belt. That's what the gate's for.
I would disagree, but nonetheless, we have a good friend of yours, King Los, that I just dragged to the chat. King Los, welcome to the stream. And Trey, as you can see, is very excited to see you join the call.
My man Trey, what's up, boss man?
Let's talk business, baby. What are we talking about?
I just want to talk about the Gilbert Burns thing. I kind of was, on the chat, bringing it up. I don't think he's a gatekeeper, but he's definitely one of them exciting fighters that I don't believe can beat, like, the upper echelon of fighters. Like, he's one of them fighters, you're going to gear up to watch, but he's not one of them guys I'm ever going to see as a champion.
Isn't that essentially a gatekeeper?
It's not really a gatekeeper, because a gatekeeper, I feel as though, is on their way out. Gilbert Burns is this. I mean, he still got a little bit of fight. You know what I mean? A gatekeeper to me is somebody like, all right,
Dustin Poirier.
trying to get somebody up there. Dustin Poirier, maybe. I'm not gonna lie, Miller. Dustin Poirier, maybe. Like his resume is crazy, but I agree with you that his resume is better than O'Malley's.
It's clear.
But I think Poirier is more of a gatekeeper than Gilbert Burns.
Let me ask you something, Los.
Gilbert Burns.
Let me ask you something, Los. If you owned a business, okay,
yeah, absolutely,
and I brought you my resume, and I said I went to this school, 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 and I worked on doing all these. Or I brought you a resume and said, hey, buddy, I've had this job. I just want to do it here. Who are you hiring? The dude who's actually done it.
Okay.
That's a horrible.
That's Sean O'Malley.
That is kind of a horrible take at it, but all right.
I don't know where he was going with that. But.
So you want the person that's been studying a lot. You just want the person that's been studying a lot and stuff. I want the person who's actually done it.
I've been studying that because if you look at it, Dustin Poirier, all the guys he fought, I mean, were they trash fights to you?
I didn't say they were trash fights. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
so you got into a good school. You studied at this school. Congratulations.
I'm going with you. It made business. You know what I mean? Sean O'Malley, he beat the champion, but in my personal opinion, if he ever fought Aljo again, Aljo beats him. He beats him. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like yeah, he's the champion. He beat the champion. But really, if you look in the eyes, like if they fought again, he's the champ. I give him the respect of being a champ. He beat the champ. Okay, he got that shot. But if he fought the champion again, honest opinion, I've been around the combat sports. I've wrestled. Like if he fights him again, Joe, I may give O'Malley one more. 8 out of 10 times beats him.
Absolutely.
Beats him.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Sean O'Malley's only going to get better at blocking takedowns.
That's a good point.
Oh, he's very, very good. He's
only,
good, but
he's only getting more elusive on his feet. He's only getting quicker. His this is like there's just no. I'm sorry, dog. Aljo has no chance. I don't see anybody in the near future beating Sean O'Malley. Anywhere close.
Nobody beating O'Malley.
If he keep, I mean, the young boy Chito Vera might. I mean,
it might happen this weekend.
I don't know.
Listen.
I'd like to see. O'Malley got hands. I like to see. You know what I mean, but Chito Vera said the same thing like how he did Aljo. I mean, I beat Aljo. Chito Vera could go. I beat y'all champion. So like,
you beat him before.
Yeah, so it could be the same thing how a lot of people say about Aljo. O'Malley beat Aljo. Chito Vera, I beat O'Malley.
it's
Apparently
a 5-round fight.
Los. Apparently you didn't watch that fight. Apparently
did he win or lose?
He got hit in the G spot on his knee.
Oh, absolutely.
That never happened.
He got hit
That never happens. It was a fluke win and won't happen again.
Okay, and then Sean O'Malley landed a clean shot against Aljo's chin. Fluke win. You said the same thing when Leon Edwards kicked Usman in the face.
Completely different. That's completely different. One baptized a guy and absolutely put his lights out, and one made a dude not feel his leg anymore.
So he had a rib injury against Aljamain. He had an injury against Chito Vera. Maybe he's just a little bit fragile.
The other point I was gonna say, you had a list. You said Aljo was the number one for the closest one to win a title again.
Yeah.
So you think Aljo, because he's not beating Stanisville ever. So Taporia. So you believe he could beat Sean O'Malley?
This is how I did my reasoning. I don't know if you heard it.
I heard it, but you can't.
No. I'm talking now, Los. Know whose show this is. I'm talking now.
I got you, boss man. Go ahead.
Who has the quickest route to the championship fight? Aljo.
I agreed with you, Aljo.
But guess what? Not only does he have the quickest, he has 2 ways to go. He has 2 divisions to go. So just based off odds and chances, Aljo is at the top of my list.
Okay.
It just is what it is.
All right.
Did you hear the other names?
I'm checking it. Yes, I did.
Did you hear the other names we were saying?
Man, that's it. Yes.
The other names we were saying.
I'm just checking your temperature. Can we check
other names we were saying was
Volt? I mean, because he can also take that title.
Volk's never going to win the belt with Taporia.
I don't ever want to hear you talk about Volkanovski again, man. We Sean O'Malley now.
Okay. Listen. So I'm not putting him above Aljo. I'm not putting DP above Aljo. He ain't never winning the belt again. I don't even know if he'll ever get a championship fight again. Gilbert Burns, I think he can go on a run. I think he could get the belt, but it's going to be a couple fights. It's going to be 2 or maybe 3
Gilbert
fights.
Burns beats the top tier. Like he's entertaining. I'll always watch Gilbert Burns play, but he's one of them guys. He looks good, but
why? Because he lost to a peak at the pinnacle Usman.
Wouldn't you want to be in that conversation? Like, oh God, I'm good, but I lost to the guy at his peak. If I'm a fighter, I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, don't say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to beat these guys. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, I just lost to this guy. Yeah, I just lost to this guy.
But,
you know what I mean?
he did lose, and that's what it is. So now we look at it. Usman was at the pinnacle of his career when he fought him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. That nobody was beating Usman that night.
Leon would have.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
Leon would have. Leon is the best welterweight in the world right now. It just sucks that
this is what I'm saying. Los comes in here, y'all blow smoke up each other's cheeks the whole time.
I'm just checking the businessman's temperature. Let's see because I'm just seeing where you at. I ain't gonna drop that cash check because I love the show, but I'm gonna see where you at. I just want to see where you was at, man. Sometimes your points be a little off.
So
What you
real quick,
doing?
Lowe's, give us.
I just be saying them a little early, so you think they're off, but then it
You
finally
be,
catches up to
nah,
you. You're like,
sometimes
oh,
sometimes
okay.
you kind of
Now you're
contradict
spitting.
yourself. Sometimes, my
all,
man. You
all,
sometimes do.
all the time. All the time is more like
Listen,
what he does.
when you
But
talk for an hour and a half every single week, it's hard not to just go back on a few things.
I usually don't.
Yeah, Miller just looks like an idiot all the time, so it's hard to tell.
Lowe's, O'Malley, Vera, who wins?
Listen. I'm a pull. I think O'Malley, but I kind of I was just kind of thinking about I might put some money on Cheetah. He might beat him. I'm telling you because
Lowe's.
I might be going Chito Vera on this one. I ain't gonna lie.
When my homies bring a bet to me that looks god awful, this is what I tell them. This is what I tell them. Okay, and I want you to do this. It helps. Whatever you want to put on Cheeto, just send it to me because that's what's gonna happen. You're just gonna throw it away. You're just gonna throw it away.
Sometimes you go against business. You know what I mean? I know that's the UFC's guy right now, but I'm trying to tell you that young boy Cheetah ain't no joke.
Why? Because he lost 50-45 to Corey Sandhagen?
Ain't no joke. I'm trying to tell you.
Different fight. He's been in there with O'Malley before and hurt him and beat him and knocked him out. So TKO'd him. So listen, that does something.
Accidentally hurt him.
I'm pretty sure he threw that kick willingly. So I mean, who do you have with Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena?
I got Gilbert Burns on that one.
Yeah,
I got Gilbert Burns on that one.
Okay. Poirier versus Dustin Poirier versus Benoit.
Y'all gonna put some respect on Dustin. I got Dustin on that one.
Let's go. Okay. So you're 2-1. Okay. All right, we're doing all right. Kevin Holland versus MVP.
I got Kevin Holland.
So okay, so we disagree on that one. We're 2-2.
Kevin Holland.
What am I missing? Piotr Jan versus Song Yadong.
Song Yadong.
Okay, all right, we good. All right.
Before I go to the last thing, I want to say the fight I really want it's a future fight. Like if it ever happens, is Bo Nickel and Shamaev. I want to see them fight each other.
Who wins?
Because the wrestling's crazy. Like Bo Nickel, like his wrestling's insane. He's been trained by the GOAT. His wrestling is insane. And I just want to see him more with his hands. I mean, like the last caller did, I want to see a little bit more endurance. I want to see a little bit more with the hands. But when it comes to wrestling, I really think that kid's wrestling is elite. Is elite. Like Khabib, I thought had the best wrestling I've ever seen, but this dude's wrestling is crazy.
Who wins between Shamaev and Bo Nickel?
Right now, I think Shamaev's a little bit too much for him, but experience, you get a little bit more under your belt. Like I got to see him fight a little bit more. He's been really active. Like I want to see him fight a little bit more. I think in the future it's gonna be a good one. I'm probably gonna have to roll with Bo Nickel. I'm gonna have to roll Bo Nickel.
Let's go.
Based off everything we know right now, what card is better? $299.
Good question. Good question.
$299.
Listen, the chat has woken up.
What if I told you there's 11 champion or former champions on UFC 300?
Nobody cares about Yang Xiaonan.
That's good, but I still think the other one was better.
I'm about to show you a prime example. This is going to be a prime example of it looking better on paper than it does on the TV. I'm just saying, when everybody's disappointed, I'm the one who said
it.
We'll rate it after UFC 299. Any last thoughts, Los?
Nah, just keep it up, y'all. Businessman. Good hearing
Businessman is a good name.
Appreciate that. I'll add that to the list.
Miller, how I dropped the cash out to y'all?
Oh well, I don't know his cash app. I appreciate that. I'll put mine on the screen, but if you want to send one to Trey, let me know your cash app and I'll just put it in my chat if you want.
I think it's just my name. It's the cash tag and Trey Melton.
If I send it to that sounds like there's a bunch of Trey Meltons out in the world. I'm just
it's a cash tag Trey Melton. Just know how to spell it. That's all I can tell you.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You too, man. You too. Appreciate the support. There you have it. Los in the building. What a show today, Trey. I mean, what a show. 2.5 hours roughly. People going crazy in the chat.
I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to redline a little bit. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm getting fragile. I'm getting weak over here. Neck's getting a little tight in this chair. But we had Gilbert Burns drop by.
That was cool. So we had the
And
bare
I'm
knuckle
so
fighting in here
happy.
before. Now Gilbert
I'm
Burns.
so happy he came in at the peak of you disrespecting him too, because now he knows.
I was
Now
wild.
he knows.
And if he wins, if he wins, what do you think? I lose connection and not in the stream.
If he wins, I pray he releases a video blasting you about how dumb you are, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I've seen that dude on TikTok. He is an idiot. I've seen all his takes. He never gets anything right." Anyways, yeah, that's great.
That was cool. That was cool. But if I'm right, then I prefer he wins now.
Yeah, you're gonna look like a huge douchebag.
It's better for me. Look at Guru and Moicano. When Moicano beat Guru picked Moicano to be who was it, Dober? And when Moicano won, he trashed Guru because Guru picked against him. It could be one of these things again. It'll be better for me. But the sad thing is that like I'm just better with my picks. I'm gonna be right about this one.
Well, we'll see.
I you know, because
I just don't see it happening.
Because he showed up in the chat, I think it a little more incentive. I'll put 10 on it against you if you want to throw that out there. I mean, you might not feel confident in Gilbert Burns. Yeah, Gilbert JDM.
Okay.
There you have it, guys. Close us out, Trey. I'm going to get out of here. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and appreciate you guys a ton. Be here this Saturday for the live stream covering UFC 299, and be on the lookout for videos. There's also a video that I'll put in the chat on my picks for this card. Trey will take us out. Much love. God bless.
That's it, boys. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming again. Another week. I mean, and it was popping off in here for a little bit. We had Gilbert Burns in here, dropping the eyes, listening to the boys talk a little bit. You love to see it. Miller was absolutely unhinged today. This might be one of our most controversial shows we've ever had, no matter which end you're on. There was a lot of hot takes today. There was a lot of stuff that was said. So if you missed any of it, definitely go back and listen to it. Miller will be dropping clips. He'll be dropping the videos all week. I'm sure he'll clip some of the pod and put some of that out there. I really hope he drops the Sean O'Malley take. And I really hope he drops the Gilbert Burns take. Maybe Gilbert will see it on another social media and say something too. But we appreciate you boys for coming in. Remember, follow and subscribe to Wedgie's Golf Co. We need it. We're poor.